All right, welcome back, everyone, to another exciting day in the Mortal Realms. Later today, we got our Deepkin review going, but we're just gonna give some time for people to shuffle on in, and then talk about what we're doing today. Um, yeah, thanks for that tier one. 11 months.
11 months. Holy shit. We've been doing
Oh,
this for over a year, that means.
yeah, actually. Oh, that's horrifying.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, and now I just discovered I can upload to YouTube with a button, so like, it feels like we're brand new, but we're not.
Right.
Oh man, we're professionals, everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is my.
Wait, did we ever claim to be? Hang on.
I did right now
Oh,
after
okay, cool.
showcasing our evidence. But yeah, you got Yandrasti here as the kit bash. It's really hard to see because she's prime black. I know. I tried to help with the lighting, but I gave her a scythe, and I gave her spirit hosts because like she brings back dead models to go with like my Anubis theme.
Really awesome.
And I had like extras left over from that OC conversion from like a long time ago. So check, creeping up on a year. Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah. Also, yesterday, or not yesterday, last stream we had a lot of chatters and we didn't see any of it until like a few hours after the show. So anyone who's
Oh,
in
I
there now and didn't and then like was like, why aren't they answering us? We're sorry.
I actually asked Winter Titan about that, and he said he never sent anything. So I don't know what you were saying,
I saw like
but
4 Twitch conversations. I
oh
don't.
man.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows what it was.
So maybe they did. So we're maybe sorry. All right. And what do you got? Oh, you got the Soul Raid going? You're
Yeah, I
building some
was
of that?
gonna have one of these guys primed and ready to go, but well, I was running late today, so
Yeah.
we're gonna build them instead. It'll be
Sometimes
okay.
life happens. Yeah. And I
Yeah,
think building's fun too.
yeah, me too.
So like that's gonna be great. Yeah. And I wanted something Deepkin, but you know what? Pay my medical bills. And then maybe I can buy some Deepkin stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Also, this is off topic entirely, but I managed to kit bash this for my buddy who plays Nurgle. It's
Ooh,
a Rotbringer sorcerer.
that's really cool
Because I
looking.
had the extra Lord Imperatant, so I just took the legs and I
Yeah,
put the extra Blowab he gave me on top of it, and then I just filled in the gaps with like tentacles and intestines or whatever you want them to be.
that's
I guess
awesome.
whatever he wants them to be when he paints it, but you know, you get inspired and you just have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope he enjoys his free Rotbringer.
Maybe that's what you should do with all the Dominion boxes. Just take all the Stormcast legs, and
And
you just
build
have like
stuff.
a million legs to use, right?
Yeah.
Like, because it feels like the legs are always like the limiting factor.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah.
New use for all those Dominion boxes that apparently people didn't want.
Yep. You guys, if you need soldier legs.
Yep, there they are.
Yeah. Oh, it's so weird because I feel like there's been like supply issues for everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just dumped it all into Dominion. And the grand irony is that like people aren't super into those models,
I know, right?
and like I get it because they're like the least impressive version of the Annihilator, and like
I
the
know, that's what
Vindicate,
sucks.
the
It would do.
Vindictors are good, but like Liberators
Yeah.
are just better because you want your not battle line things, so
Yep.
you want your cheapest battle line possible.
Yep.
And then Cruel Boys, oh boy,
Oh boy,
yeah.
they messed up with them.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of people could do a lot of cool stuff with the Andraste in there.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't know why you put a named character in like the starter set that you expect people to get multiples of. It seems a little silly to me.
You know, man, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And normally it's not like a straight name character if they're gonna do that. Like you can build it as like something else too.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that way later, I guess. But yeah, later today we got the Deepkin show coming. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's a book Bill's very excited for because that's his first army.
it is my
That's what
first
got him into
army.
the game, and a book
I
I'm
know.
very excited for.
Like I wasn't like super excited about playing them, and now all of a sudden I'm like, hey, let's go.
Yeah,
I got a 1,000 point game coming up in a couple weeks on total. It's definitely gonna be Deepkin.
that's exciting.
And I'm like, yeah.
Because, like, yeah, for those at home, I think you could tell me if I'm wrong, Bill. I think what happened was like you didn't have like many of the eels, and then it turned into the army of just run
The
your
army
eels,
of
win.
you run eels, yeah.
Yeah, and
So a
then
bit
so that
disappointing.
like it kind of killed your inspiration for it. Then still like Soul Wars came out, and I'm like, I need as many of these night haunts as possible.
So then Stormcast happened.
Yeah,
And
and
then I
then
really loved running the 20-second list, stuff like
oh
that.
yeah, and then you fell to chaos hard. That's fine.
It might have happened.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Oh, so building tip with these easy to build kits. If you don't know, you can. It's really helpful sometimes to do like a sideways cut on the little tabs. It makes them slide in easier, especially if you're just going to use glue anyway.
I didn't know that.
Oh no,
No,
I
I
thought
didn't
you were the
either.
one that told me. If I'm being honest.
I definitely like cut them shorter because I want to get rid of the gaps. But
Yeah,
like sideways makes a lot of sense.
it's been working for me. So
Nice. All right, cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of push fits as much as I thought I was going to be when I first heard about them.
They're
Oh,
not as easy to build as they make them seem
yeah.
necessarily.
Oh, her scythe fell off. All right.
Oh
We'll have to
no,
fix that. I guess I'm building today too. But yeah,
that's bad.
you said you had your Deepkin game this weekend, right? Did you
Uh, no, not this weekend.
next weekend?
Not next week. The Monday after. Oh
Oh, yeah,
wait.
yeah. You playing weekdays. That's right. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
Did you have any other games recently or not really?
Uh, no, I haven't had one in like this past week, but
Okay, I had two,
nice.
and they didn't go well.
Oh, I think I heard of one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did the Battle for the Pass in the War Coda. Me
Yep.
and my buddy who wanted to run the triple Maggot Lord list.
Oh, I didn't hear about this one. All right.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh man, I don't know if it's competitive." I'm like, he's like, "Oh, I want to see what the Tome Celestial gave the OCR Bone Reapers." And I'm like, "All right, if you say so." And then
It wasn't much.
yeah, and then I played that, and then the Maggot Lords are like really good. We
Oh,
found
yeah.
out, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like turn two, like he jumped into like a unit of 20 more tech and just mulched them entirely.
Oh boy.
Not even a second thought. Then won the turn roll off, and then like pincer attacked Archon.
It was one of those
Yeah,
games.
and then like what's the rest of my army? I brought like a unit of 10 Cavalos, and then they did
Lord
their
knows those do nothing.
yeah, yeah, and then they launched like a charge into So my plan was like I know they're not gonna kill anything, but turn one I charged his unit of Blight Kings, hoping to kill like a couple,
Mhm.
and then I killed one, and then they turned around and killed six of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I fall out of combat and take his objective,
Hmm.
and then like force him to turn around. But then like the Blight Kings were all that he needed, and then he just like took my territory immediately with his Maggot Lords.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, so like that plan didn't super work.
Yep.
Oh well.
It happens.
Yeah. And then the I kind of felt like that one was out of my control. I just didn't bring a great list.
Yeah, it sucks when that happens when it's like your opponent's list is like better than they expect and you brought a not so great list and it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
And then I did a game versus Iron Jaws where I brought the Avangori dynasty because again, something like that was like, oh, we don't know if this is an optimal list. Let's have fun with it, right?
Hmm.
And then
Did you play against Iron Jaws or Big Wa?
Big Wa, that's right, yeah.
Okay.
But that was like Iron Jaws with like some shooters.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, from the Kill Boys. Yeah, and then the Wargog Prophet. So yeah,
You mean the not kill boys?
yep. Yeah, the not Kill Boys. And then what happened? Oh yeah, I put the Terrorgeist in to try to kill it like some Ard boys,
Hmm.
and then he killed like three of them. No, he killed two of them, and then next turn he got killed, and then the Gorjek was able to like move his fair 28 inches. And then like
Fair 28.
yeah, and then charge into my Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon and body him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets the smash or whatever, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I was put into a situation where I had like the choice turn 3. But if I went first, like I was just playing on the back foot. He burns the objective, and then there's no way I can catch up on points. And then if I give him the turn, well, he already killed 29 of my skeleton unit and my vampire lord, and
Mhm.
Gordrak was free to charge whatever he wanted. I'm like,
Oh my
oh, there's
goodness.
no winning. I
Yeah.
concede.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I know the feeling.
yeah. And I feel like the game could have been good if I had the foresight to put the corpse cart behind the vampire lord, so he would have had to charge the corpse cart, and then I could have charged him with the vampire lord.
Oh, but you never think to put the corpse card up front, right?
Yeah, like I was just trying to keep them like away, and I
Yep.
thought I did a good enough job screening, but then he like moved to my zone entirely and then had like a 5-inch charge. I'm like, oh
Oh.
yeah, he can do yeah. So that one's
Yeah.
on me forgetting that he moves 28 inches or 24, excuse me. I don't want to be ridiculous here. He's not a fox.
Not a fucking. He can't
Yeah,
move 48 in a turn. Jeez, what are you?
yeah. But you know what? It was fine. Like I learned. That's really all you can ask sometimes.
Yep. I mean, they're tough to combat because they ask questions better than anybody, and they don't really like what am I trying to say? They get to ask questions better, and it's hard to play around those questions sometimes
Yeah, for
because they
sure.
can do so many different things, right?
Yeah, and I get that like you can have a list to like handle them and build around them.
Yeah.
And like you definitely can, but like I don't think the
Yeah.
average like casual list is that at all.
Yeah. It makes it tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I'm pretty sure like a lot of tournament lists are definitely capable of dealing with Iron Jaws.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
I see them get like second place all the time, so they're good.
They're
They're
still very good.
certainly
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
and if I remember right, because I talked with your opponent a little on that one,
mhm.
he apparently got a ton of big WA points too, like right away.
Oh yeah, he rolled a 6th and a 5. So he had like
Yeah.
army wide +1 to hit and wound.
That'll do you in
Yeah,
pretty
and at one
quick.
point he's like, I'm gonna all out attack. Like, why? It doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that hurt quite a
Yep.
bit. But you know, again, like I think if I just had the corpse cart placed properly,
It would have at least been a game.
yeah, it would have been at least a game.
Yeah.
And
That's all
that,
you can ask for sometimes. Is just
mhm.
hope for a game to break out.
Yeah, because like if I had the corpse cart moved like 6 inches in the way,
Yep.
like he would have been able to get into combat with it and like would have been forced to charge like my front line or something,
Yeah.
or just not charge at all.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that
we
would have been even better.
did the post game, but yeah, I'm playing Saturday and he's asked for the dragons to put him in his place, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I imagine that'll if nothing else, it'll either be one sided in your favor or a game.
Yeah, I don't think I did Iron Jaws versus dragons yet. Ogres, it was like a bloodbath.
Mm.
The game was over in like 30 minutes.
Yikes.
Yeah, and it's like the same issue that you're talking about with the Iron Jaws, of like they can just get there where they need to be at the
Yeah.
appropriate time,
Yep.
and there's nothing to it, and it's like you need to have the tools to deal with it, or you're just run over.
Yeah.
But when you have the tools to deal with it, it's like actually a game.
Yeah. It's
But like
just
again, the
yeah,
average casual list is not that.
just not capable of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looking for my spray. Oh well. I guess I'm just gonna hold this in place for a little bit. Well,
But
super glues
if
back
Iron
on.
Jaws usually do well in tournaments, like there's a chance that it'll just be like, oh,
Yeah. Oh my god, this is gonna sound like
a big
shade,
game.
and it's not at all. But like,
All right.
he sent us like the list. He's like, "What do you guys think of this Iron Jaws list?" And it's just like 5 units are different, or like 5 models are different. Like, oh wow, different list, buddy. That looks great. And it's like, oh, what relic are you taking? Oh, I'm taking the Destroyer. All right, then what do you always take? All right, what command trait? Mega Bossy, because like using the same command ability 5 times is extremely powerful. I'm like, okay, cool. And it's like,
I
oh, so
wasn't.
innovative. It's a battle regiment this time. No, I mean it
You
with
know,
love, but it's so funny to me.
I wasn't gonna say it to him, but I guess I'll say it to the entire internet and him that I was thinking it at the time. I was like, "Oh, that looks so different."
Yeah, and like I know he's gonna
Sorry,
see the
bud.
humor in that for sure. But like some of the small armies, like I feel like I've done that with you, like Flesh Eater courts too. And I'm like, oh, I'm splitting the horrors up. It'll do all these different things. And you're like, sure
Uh-huh.
will.
Tell me more.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's too damn funny.
Oh man, yeah.
But yeah, so we'll have that game going. And I think that will be informative. And like, yeah, the Soulblight stuff is still like pretty good against a lot of things, which is a lot of fun. So like I've been having so many games with that, like varying power levels. The rest of Death is having some trouble though, from what I can tell.
Yeah. I mean, the good news about them though is that there are so many different units and so many different ways to play them that it can keep your fix going for a while of
Yep.
different things, which is nice.
Yeah, and then
That book's awful though, right? That's what I heard.
oh yeah,
Internet
remember
only.
when it came out and
Yeah.
they're like I'm just gonna play Leech of the Gash because that's just straight better.
Yep.
Well, the internet has some weird takes sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm aware I'm the internet right now.
Yes, our takes might be weird. Oh wait,
Yeah.
not in
No,
this
our
case.
takes are perfect. No, I'm
in
kidding. Actually,
this in
speaking
this
of
case, we were correct.
yeah, speaking of weird takes though, remember
Mm,
when like Dominion came out and the War Scrolls were out? And we're like, oh my god, look at Yggdrasta, she's fucking nuts.
yeah, she's not.
And she's fine.
Yeah, but she's definitely
But
not
we're like,
nuts.
look, she's got a 4-up. Like she's so like you can't kill her.
You
And
can
then
kill
we
her.
didn't realize that like fulminators were coming
Yeah,
and like long strikes and dragons. Oh, those days seem so simple.
I know, right?
Hmm. But yeah, we've been wrong before. It's fine to admit that.
Yeah, and we didn't know what third edition was like at the time.
Hmm. Yeah, I wonder if like the units that like are dominant right now in Stormcast, if like they were things that worked with Yggdrasta's like model revivability a little bit better, if she would actually be like insane like we thought.
Possible.
And she just synergizes with the not as competitive part of the army.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. I would have thought that um her whatchamacallit would have been better. The monster hunting capabilities.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they don't add too much, honestly.
You know what the issue with that is?
What's that?
Is that we have a command book in the general's hand, or a command ability in the general's handbook that makes
Hmm.
everybody fight at their top profile no matter what.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So like the thing that matters is gonna just not care about that rule.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although that's just in Gur, right? So like
Yeah, if we
once that's
go.
over, like maybe. But
You know what's weird too? Is the we're not specifically in Gur, we're like on a specific continent in Gur.
oh, that's true.
So like I get the question a lot. It's like, you think we're going to Olgun next? I honestly think we're going to another part of Gur.
You think so?
I think so.
I think they'll do something different.
I think they wanted to. And then I think they're like 8 months behind from where they wanted to be.
Yeah,
And then just gonna like slow roll the story for where they wanted to be.
that's possible.
That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll just get the General's Handbook like half a year late, like we did with the Warcry stuff.
Yep. Oh yeah, the 2021 edition
Yeah.
came
Uh-huh.
out in like the beginning of March, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the beginning of maybe closer to the beginning of February, but close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
Point still stands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the crab got his buddy,
Hell yeah.
the fish.
All right. You want to jump over into the review now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, and then we'll see as part of the review, if the crab is finally worth taking.
Not in this game. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Aw. So, you did a quick overview of it, right? By yourself?
Yes. Yeah, I got some ideas.
Yeah, so the things I want to say is like this book was like plagued by the idea that there's only one viable unit and then the rest are
Mm-hmm.
garbage in first edition, which like you and I both detest that notion of just like, oh, one is strictly better than the rest, but the others are good too, right?
Yeah,
But
they
like,
were playable at least.
yeah.
Like, no, you might not run them in a tournament, but like they
Mhm.
were fun to play.
Yeah, like I
They were
think
okay.
they were better than a lot of other units best or a lot of other books best units in my opinion, right?
Yeah,
And yeah.
I killed many a Terrorgeist with the Marty alone,
Mhm.
and they were awful.
Yeah. And the point is here is like I feel like this book is strongly the antithesis of that statement.
Yeah,
Where like everything feels like it has a place except for maybe like the Soul Raid, right?
yeah, but like
Which we
you
could
never
even be wrong
expect.
about that, yeah. Like it's the
Yeah,
underworlds are there for flavor anyway.
yeah, exactly. You never expect them to be good.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed by the amount of ward that's in this book. We'll touch on that a little more.
Yeah,
We're amazed that like anything can be battle line in the right like sub faction. That's kind of cool.
seems to be a theme.
Yeah, like that seems to be the direction they're heading for in this game,
Yep.
which I like a lot. I can't like really think of any cons. Oh, the stupid ritual thing that we hated and we talked about hating is changed to be like way more consistent. I'm just doing like a high level overview rather than just jumping right into it,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think things got like way more expensive, so I think they're gonna be like less bodies than before.
Which honestly, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's easier to get it on the table.
Exactly.
I think overall it's a stronger book. Oh, another thing too is there was a drought for choice as far as like command abilities and artifacts went, and I don't think that's true anymore.
Yeah, the Goonhammer review seemed to think that there were like a few good one, like one good one in like each section, really,
Yeah,
with maybe a couple exceptions, but it still gives us some amount of choice, which is nice.
it was more than the Stormcast book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yep.
All right, let's jump in then. All right, so the first thing we got the Enclaves. We'll go into those a little bit more. Forgotten Nightmares. This rule is unchanged from the old edition, where if somebody's shooting your army with an attack, they have to be the closest unit. So you can just put
Yep.
like your little thing out in front and they have to shoot everything into that.
That's freaking nice.
Or like I can imagine putting a turtle with Mystic Shield and then all out defense, sending that
I
thing out.
How about how skewed my view of that rule has been throughout all of my history of playing this game,
Yeah, because
considering how many times because you just like don't have shooting. So
I'm
like
not allowed to.
I
Yeah.
don't even remember that exists half the time, and it's such a powerful ability for the army.
And I think when that was new, like the shooting was stuff that was not that interesting. Let's put
It's
it that
true.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it was just like, it's really good against like Kurnots and they're fine. But like Kurnots are so tame compared to like what's happened in 2020.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Not kidding. Yeah.
So I think this is like a good rule that they have. It's more relevant than ever.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think we beat that to death. Tied to death. So this is a rule they had in the old edition too, where based on the battle round, they got a special ability. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember very clearly what the third one was, and then not the other ones.
Yep.
And let's see if they changed. So, low tides is the first battle round, and they're treated as being in cover. That's the same, right?
It is the same.
I think they're all the same, but let's talk about. Yeah,
I thought you were doing a bit with like, let's see if they're all the same or not. You know, they changed, and
Oh
I was
yeah,
because I was just about to say they're all the same.
yeah. Okay, we can do that bit still. Forgive the behind the scenes. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so cover's fine first turn, right?
Yeah, it's actually combined with the fact that you have to shoot the closest unit is actually really good because you can like pick the right unit to put in front,
Yeah, turn
give them
one.
extra save, and
Yeah, turn one is a
it,
free or all out defense, right?
yeah, basically,
Yeah,
yep.
that's pretty good.
Unless you charge, that's the when you don't get it, obviously. But
Yeah, but yeah, I'm into that. I think that's fine. It's definitely not the most exciting thing on this list. Battle round 2, Flood Tide. Unit can still run or charge, or run and shoot and charge, right?
oh, this was the one difference. It's not run
Shoot
and shoot
or.
or charge. It's I think it's now and. I think that was the one change they made.
No, it's or here.
It is or?
Units can, yeah, you can run and still shoot or charge at the same turn.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know what Goonhammer was talking about, or I read it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's exactly the same.
I wonder if that was FAQ'd somewhere along the line, and we just like remembered the FAQ version. But anyway, that's still
No,
good.
no, no, no. I thought they said that it was upgraded to allow shoot and charge. I
Oh,
thought
I
they
see.
specifically said it, but it's clearly not. So,
Yeah. Oh well.
yep.
I think that's still powerful though.
Oh no, it's good. Yeah.
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 Because like I think a lot of the units that you want to shoot and run, it's just for like the threat distance. I think the
Yeah.
exception to this are like the Alopex and the Turtle. But a
Yeah.
lot
They
of the
might want to
units you
do that.
want one or the other really, and then the other one's kind of redundant.
Yep. Agree.
Yeah. Battle round 3, High Tide. In this battle round, strike first effect applies to friendly Idoneth Deepkin units. That's extremely powerful, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's basically what the whole army's built around.
Yeah. Getting
Yep.
there on turn 3, making shit
I'll be
happen.
honest. I
Yeah.
was expecting that to change. They
I
didn't.
I
So here
wasn't
we are.
sure if it was gonna. Because it's like, at the time it seemed like ludicrous, but it seems like in line.
Yeah.
What I thought was gonna happen, a little bit of a spoiler, is like the rituals are gonna change it. Or it was gonna change, and the rituals were gonna make it equivalent
Make it the same.
to what
Yeah.
it was. But no, it's
And then
just
they.
what it is, what it is.
Yep.
And then you get a better rule on top of it too,
Yep.
if you want that. But yeah, this one's obviously powerful, obviously like the crux of this army.
I think what toned it down a little bit overall was shrinking the board size
Yeah, because
because
they're
it's
easier to
more
catch now.
likely. Yeah, you're more likely to be in combat before turn 3, whereas before, like sometimes the fights were just starting around turn 3.
Mm-hmm. Does your perception of this rule change with the idea that you can burn an objective turn 3 based on who goes first? Because
Maybe.
does that influence that decision at all? I think it. Uh,
I think it depends on the board state for sure.
yeah, exactly.
Um,
I think it
but
might.
because you might just choose to go second if you have the option, because you're going to get the fight first anyway. So
Yeah, or like
you
as
know,
the opponent, like that might change how they see it too. But then, like at the same time, it's like, well, maybe I want to pick the fights that even
yeah,
though you get to fight first, I just want to throw the things that would survive in the way.
yeah, or maybe you just want to like retreat, and so that it's not as devastating.
Yeah, like this is. I think it's interesting that the burning the objectives on this turn. I think
Yeah,
that puts a lot of play around in a lot of ways that you could pick the wrong thing accidentally, which is kind of
uh,
nice.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
like decision making. Cool. I like this roll a lot. I don't find it egregious or anything. And then Tide 4 is Ebb Tide, which means it can retreat and still shoot and charge. That might be what you're thinking of, because they can shoot and charge in Ebb Tide.
Oh, yes, maybe that's it. Maybe that was the change.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
that's
one is. It's okay. It's fine. Usually games are kind of over by that point.
yeah.
Well, not always. It could
This
be
is one
useful.
of those things where it's like probably not gonna have a huge effect on the game, but the games where it has an effect, it's gonna like change them drastically.
Probably,
I
yeah.
think, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, well, what it probably does is like changes that the math of like those like 3 units you have left. It's like, oh, I'll go tie him up, and then can't go get that point, and or effectively go deal with this other guy that's holding the point, and you're like, actually, I can. I will retreat from there and charge that guy and kill him off, and then
Yep.
something like that.
And then like the units that like shoot and like fight well, like the Alopex and that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
It's just kind of cool that like because normally you can only shoot in the thing you're in combat with, right?
Right.
But with
So you could
this,
like,
fall
yeah,
back, shoot what you want, and then
and
charge
then
right back in.
you could, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, I think cute is a very good way to describe it. It's not going to be game changing, but
Yeah.
it's cute.
Oh, I like that though. I guess
You
I
know
am a
those
Johnny.
those
This is
one in
fine.
the those like one in like 50 games where it's like, oh man, did you see how good that worked that one time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're telling me you're happy to have it, but you're not paying points for it?
basically, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a fair
That sounds
assessment.
about right.
Yeah. And then turn 5, you go back to low tide, which everyone's in cover.
Which is
And
fine.
and I think we always forget about that when we play it anyway.
Oh, the melee cover. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, or like turn 5. Like the majority of my turn 5s are like, all right, who wins the roll off? Okay, I did. All right, I move here, here, get these points, I win.
Yeah,
And like that's
something like
yeah.
it's usually like there rarely is meaningful combats that could swing one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder how different that is competitively. I don't think it
I don't
is
know.
though.
I don't think it's very different now.
Yeah.
I think most games are decided pretty quick.
Yep.
Maybe not quick because everyone's like double checking everything, but
Yeah, I think turn 3 or 4 is when it's like for sure known to be over. Unless it's like
yeah.
extremely close. And then you can like quick it out, I think, normally.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, overall, really strong allegiance ability, I think.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like
It didn't change. It's still good.
yeah, and those
It's
are like
relevant.
the perfect turns that you want those kind of things to happen
Oh yeah,
in
they
my
definitely
opinion.
designed it
Yeah.
that way. Yep. Oh,
And we'll talk about there's a command trait later that lets you flip these. We'll go into more detail on that when we get to those command traits.
oh, there is so much more to the tides.
Yeah.
They are not done.
All right, next slide. The Ischeron rituals. So, Bill, do you remember how these worked before? I don't.
I do, but only because I read it recently.
Okay. Yeah, so let me try though, real quick, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, if you have like a priest and another priest, and then like your Eidolon, and you can roll some dice, and like on a 9 up, but like you get to increase it based on those models I mentioned, like you get to do an effect that, like the best one is like get rid of flying for everybody.
Yeah. I think the best one was the Eidolon one, but yeah.
Yeah, well, regardless, who cares? They're gone.
Basically, it's gone.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was a 10 up you actually had to get. But yeah, you reduce that based on the number of Ischeron that were like I think number of Ischeron near the one that's doing the ritual. You also counted the boat, and you rolled 2d6 and had to get a 10,
yeah,
and then you got a probably junk ability.
yeah.
It was bad to the point that it's totally free to use every turn, and I always forgot to do it.
I don't know
It was
if you
that bad.
forgot. I think I think
No, I
actually like
legit
there's
forgot.
tournament players who are like, it's not worth me using my time to do this.
Huh.
Like it's
Honestly,
free
fair.
and I don't want to time out. I want to like try to end the game
Yeah.
and not end in a tie. So this is like actively what I think it was is they're trying to test out a new prayer system that was
Yep.
like half baked and didn't really pan out, and it's gone now. So
It's gone. Bye.
instead, yeah, bye.
We gave that way too much oxygen.
Yeah, didn't miss it. Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize the point of like it was this clunky, awful thing, and now it's just smooth as butter.
Yep.
Yeah,
Way better.
in the first battle round, after the players have received their starting command points, but before the start of their first turn, If your army includes any Ischeron units, you can pick one of the following Ischeron rituals to influence the Aether Seed during the battle.
You alright?
You get to see who goes first before you pick these.
Holy shit, do you?
Yes.
Wow.
Like, that gives so much utility to these.
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Hmm.
And you just pick them and they work. That's it. You don't have to roll. You can't deny them.
That's the best part.
Yeah, they're just there.
They just work.
Yep. All right, let's talk about them. Ritual of the Creeping Mists. So in low tide, cannot be affected by shooting unless the attacking model's within 12 inches. I don't care that you ignore line of sight sentinels. You just can't pick me.
You can't shoot me.
Yeah, you just can't.
Don't
pick
even
me.
try.
Yep.
Do you know how strong that is? Like in combination with the
Have to shoot the closest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You literally just can't shoot. Like
Mhm.
shooting turned off. Turn one.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part is you get to see your opponent's army first
Yes.
before picking. Like I hate it when it's something that
It's like a
you can pick.
Battlecome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Right? Or because it always feels bad when you do it to your friends.
Yep.
It's like, oh look, I picked the right one for you, even though I had no idea who I was facing.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel like in a tournament too. You're like, oh wow, there's a lot less shooting than I thought. Well, I'm glad I didn't dedicate a whole slot in my army to this anti-shooting thing, and I'm
Right.
just fighting iron jaws all day, you know, or like
Yeah.
soul blight or whatever that doesn't shoot. Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. And like the armies that this is good against, it's great against.
Yep.
So yeah, I would be thrilled to have this in my arsenal.
Yeah, like when it's good, it's really good.
Yeah.
Feels like. Yeah.
And when it's not good, it's something else.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
you
that's
just don't use it.
awesome. Yeah.
It's like fantastic.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Next one. Ritual of Surging Stream. Add one to run and charge rolls for friendly Idoneth Deepkin units that are affected by the flood tide. So they
I
can
sure ain't
run
complaining.
and charge, and then you add one to each.
Yep.
That's like adding 2 to your charge.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's good.
I think it seems like okay, but like it's really easy to estimate, like, or underestimate how much that changes the math of your charges.
Yeah.
Because think
It
about it,
really
like,
can.
charging is like on 2d6, and I know this because of like the Viracos dynasty versus the Legion of Blood. Rerolling 2 dice and getting +2 to that roll is about the same. Like stat wise, like the rerolling one's like very slightly better. So like that's still huge.
Oh no, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bringing that up now because I have something to talk about later. But yeah, that's huge. I think that's such a powerful like ritual to pick. This might be the go-to one.
I think so. I think it really is.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of
Oh,
this.
wait for it. There's more.
Are we doing the rest of the rituals?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
I was
just
sure that was leading up to
everything
that.
is based off of these things, so it's like the tides like feel like they permeate through the whole book.
Yep.
Like we're not done with any of these things we're talking about. They're not over.
Yeah, as soon as
There's
we get
more.
to like command traits and units and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it just keeps going. There's just so many other ways that things interact in this book, and it seems awesome.
Yeah. So let's leave that for when we get to the stuff, right? Instead of just flooding people. I agree.
Oh
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to do it that way, I was fine with doing it a different way too. But yeah. So
whatever you want to do.
Ritual of Deep Sight then. Friendly Namarti units that are affected by high tides ability have a 5-up ward. Alright, I'm not going to tell you that 5-up wards aren't good, because they're clearly insanely good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little weird that this is tied to the fight first.
Yeah, this one's weird.
Yeah.
Like, it is.
It seems like poor synergy, but like it's still powerful.
Yeah, it's like if you're running a Namarti heavy list, it doesn't feel that bad. because I don't know. Well, okay, so here's one thing, like, right? Like, you fight, they fight, but then you're gonna fight again the next half of the turn, right?
Yeah.
And so you can keep more guys alive. Like, you can get them into riskier combats with it,
Yeah.
right?
I guess it's
It's
like a
it's it's
contingency
much more
plan, right?
niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much more niche. But if you have a Namarti heavy list, I could see wanting to use it.
I could see that. You know what else I could see too is like if you're fighting Mega Gargants, you're like, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to guarantee the kill here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you're like, okay, I'll pick this, and then when my all-in turn goes, like, I'll be a little safer.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like maybe it'll turn out better.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
good. It's just a very weird. I don't want
yeah.
to say
It's
anti-synergy, but like,
yeah. I know what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah,
it feels like the two have nothing to do with each other,
correct.
unlike the other rituals.
Yep,
But yeah, powerful. 5 aboard's powerful. They had to ban it from the core enhancements.
they did.
Yeah. Let's see. What's the next? Last one is So on turn 4, when they can retreat and charge, you roll a dice, and on a 4 up, you do D3 mortal wounds to the thing you're retreating from. That's good. I wouldn't pick it though as my first option.
Yeah, this one I don't know. It could be good, but
I would pick it if
it
like,
feels
yeah, go ahead.
you have to be going first that turn. I feel like probably, or else you're getting a lot less value out of it.
You have to be
But
going
also,
first. Yeah,
it's also just on a 4 up. But it is free essentially, because like, assuming you're not going to fail a 3-inch charge, right?
yeah.
Which odds are you're not.
hmm
So, like, it's okay. I guess it depends on what you want to do. Like, you might take this occasionally.
So the situation where I could see you taking this is like, all right, they're not shooting. All right,
Yep.
so I'm not taking the first one. Um, they're a fast Alpha Strikey army that wants to come to me. And I'm actually actively avoiding them turn 2 so I can fight first with everything turn 3. So I'm not taking the second ritual, right?
Yep.
And then, like, for whatever reason, I'm not taking the third one.
You don't have many Namarti. You're running like a shark list or a turtle list
Oh, yeah,
or
it's only
a
Namarti, right? Okay, that's a good
yeah.
reason. Yeah.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, well, if they're going to come to me, and my plan is to, like, kite them and run away from them, this does let me do damage while I kite and run away from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I can see. I think the big one for me would be if you take a Tidecaster. Spoiler
Yes.
alert on
Yeah.
the okay, Tidecaster lets you take 2 of these instead of 1 if
I
you
think
take a
that's important to
Tidecaster.
talk about here now,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think it is.
this is a
Uh,
pretty good second one.
yeah, exactly. It's like if you don't really have Namarti and they don't have shooting, then this can be fine second one to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd regret this unless you rolled 0 4-ups. But
I
then
think
you blame the
I think there's a
dice.
lot of yeah. I think there's a lot of times it'll do nothing just because like it won't matter game state wise.
Yeah, and a lot of times 1 or 2 is not enough.
Yeah, exactly. So like I got a feeling it's not going to be great, but at least it's something you could do in the case where the others aren't relevant for you.
You know what I like about these rituals? Is
What's
I
that?
feel like there's a lot of abilities kind of like these. And then there's always one of them that's like an absolute freaking stinker.
Yeah.
And this is like the closest to that concept there is. And we're like, I mean, I guess. Like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, if
Like
that the
at least it's
worst
not
one
like
has like,
total stinker.
yeah, like this is the worst one, I think, clearly.
Yeah.
And like, it's still like, there's play to this. Like,
Yeah.
thumbs up, man.
I also like that there isn't the oh well that one's the obvious choice every time, no matter what. That also feels good.
Well, the one that like would fill that role to me is the one that's like army situational too, right? Like, I feel like you go to a tournament and like everyone has like a very shooting heavy list,
Oh yeah,
which
then you
is
take it every
likely.
time.
Yeah, then you take it every
Yeah.
time, but like, I don't know, like,
But you don't have to.
yeah, in your casual tables, Where they're like, I'm gonna run like my chargy list, and you're like, okay, I don't need that then. That's great.
Yeah,
It's still
exactly.
not the auto take that I take all the time to take because it's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
These are one of the smoothest like allegiance abilities we've seen in a while. I'd have
Yeah,
to say.
it gives play where, there sometimes isn't any.
Yeah, and it's
Oh,
like
I'm hand
decision
priming
making.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Does this affect list building at all?
Was spilling? Yeah. Maybe for Namarty.
I guess. Yeah.
That was, yeah, because you could have that ward save turn 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wonder if there's like, all right,
Actually,
I really want to build around the add one to run in charge rolls.
yeah.
Like, all right.
It's already such a fast army that like I feel like it's not too much to build around there, but
Yeah, you're probably right.
oh maybe. I
Yeah.
mean it's possible. There's probably like small decisions you'll make based on it. I don't think you'd build around one of these, but I feel like there's
You don't list Taylor,
uh,
but like your last 200 points could be
yeah,
dictated.
you might
Yeah.
you might like be like, oh, if I do get this situation, this would be good. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Unless
should,
there's like just something like some crazy combo that we're missing, which is entirely possible that
yeah.
like just like relies on one of these or something.
Yeah, like again, like I
Super
think with all these
consistent.
book reviews, it's always like a first glance.
Yeah.
I didn't pour over the pages and list build entirely. Like I still have a
Yeah.
job, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. Overall, very thrilled with these. Really thrilled to see how they work. Good shit. Alright, command traits. So it looks like there's 3 of them. There's 3 there's 3 groups with 3
Yep.
each. And each one affects a different group. And it's the Achelians, which are like the sea mares. I think that's it, right? Like the Achelian kings. That's where our Achelian heroes go.
Is the new Thrallmaster a Killian? I
Oh,
think
he
he is.
might be. Yeah.
I think he is.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I think you're right. Actually. Okay. We'll just assume it is for the sake of this,
Yeah.
and then try to remind me when we get there in the War Scroll reviews.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive he is.
Hmm. I think most of the time you're doing it on the Achelian king anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But let's talk about them. I think there's a really good one here, and some cool ones. So, Born from Agony used to be +2 to wounds, and now it's at the end of each phase. Roll a die, and on a 6-up, it full heals. Is that a dream or is that a meme? I think it's a meme.
I think it's a meme.
Yeah. Like you can't count on that.
No.
And I think it's just gonna be like, oh, I did it. Look at that. Like the foot of Gork.
Yeah.
And it's gonna like just step on
I
like
mean,
someone's
yeah,
feelings.
yeah, exactly. The like one time it works and most of the time it's not.
Yeah.
Because like can you imagine like you might be tempted to say, well, it's gonna work like most of your games because it's 5 turns, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, they have to be hurt first. And
They
it has
have
to
to
be a
not
relevant
die.
time. Yeah, they have to not die.
Yeah.
You have to get really lucky that one turn. It's probably a 1 in 6 that it does anything. And it might even be worse because he just dies instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I would never take this. It's
I don't think so.
hilarious. It's
There are
like a
better
path to
options.
glory. Like I have extra command traits, so why not?
Yeah.
Even that, like, yeah, it's just if you want a funny guy, like that's it. This
Yeah, there
isn't
you
like
go.
competitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
If you
right.
know you're gonna lose anyway and you just wanna, have that hope and a prayer, like, yeah, sure. There you
Mm-hmm.
go.
The next one is a little better. It's a 12-inch bubble of ignore battle shock. Um.
A little better. Like on the Thrallmaster, maybe. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not super into it. I feel like
It's not that great.
yeah. Bravery's only been a matter like in a couple games I've ever played.
Yeah,
Out of like
it just doesn't matter enough,
the
especially
hundreds.
considering we have
Yeah.
more command points to save guys at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't rate it. And it's
Yeah.
the because there's definitely armies where like this is a good ability.
Hmm.
Like Skaven, for example, like it's extremely powerful for Skaven and Flesh
Right.
Eater courts, and it's just because you have like hordes, multiple hordes of like 20, 30 guys
Yep, and
With,
you
like,
don't want to lose them because you lost like 5 dudes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's good there, but, like, this isn't that army in the slightest.
Yeah.
All right. That's next.
Didn't Thralls even get a bravery buff?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think a lot of things did actually, but we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
Um, Unstoppable Fury. So while it's affected by High Tide, each enemy unit within 3 inches, or for each enemy unit within 3 inches of them during the combat phase, add to the attack characteristics of their melee profiles. And I just
Wait.
want to point out that this thing has like, what, 3 different melee profiles?
Yeah.
So +6 attacks for each enemy unit.
That says plus add 2 attacks?
Add 2 to the attack characteristics. Yeah. For each
Oh
enemy
my.
unit within 3 inches of them during the combat phase, add 2 to the attack characteristics of their melee weapons until the end of that phase.
For each enemy unit?
For each enemy unit.
You can get so many in.
Yeah.
Like if you charge at the right spot. That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you'd take anything else. Alright.
Yeah.
Try to convince me with any of these others that I'm taking anything but that one every goddamn time.
Yeah. And
I
it's
don't
like,
think you can do it.
and like, I want to emphasize too that like, there's a lot of attack profiles that are decent on the Achillean King.
Yeah.
And the
They don't
support-
just have one melee profile.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh look, their polearm and it's over, or their sword and it's over.
Mm-hmm. And I think like the Achillean King's also just like really good in combat in this new book by himself.
Oh, wait. It gets worse because of the Achillean King. So you're like, oh, but it only happens on turn 3.
What do you mean?
He can give people high tide. D3 units
Oh.
a turn. This is literally happening every turn.
All right, you know what? Let's put a pin in this until we get to the Achillean King.
You want to just do the Achillean King right now so we know what, so we have something to compare against?
Oh, well, because I don't know where it is in the slideshow.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't want to just
Yeah,
like
don't worry about it.
flop around. We'll
Yeah, don't worry about it.
we'll put a pin in this.
Yeah, because
put a
if that's
pin in this.
actually true, if that's how that works, then that's
Yeah,
utterly ridiculous.
let's put a pin in this for now.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Ischeron command abilities. So, Hunter of Souls. The start of the combat phase, if the general is within 3 inches of an enemy hero or unit champion, you can roll a die on a 3-up deals D3 mortal wounds to that hero or unit champion. What do you think?
For Ischeron?
Yes.
Well, I don't super want them to be there.
Yeah. So one thing I
So-
will say now is Ischeron across the board have a 5-up board.
Oh,
Just
I
naturally.
didn't actually know that, so that's pretty good.
Yep.
Okay, so that makes it a little
So
better.
that changes this a little bit.
It does, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Jesus, who wants to? All right. That being said, again, I still don't think I want them in combat that much.
No.
But yeah,
They're at least more survivable. But yeah, I don't want to put them there intentionally.
it's kind of cool though that like it can hit unit champions because then you get rid of their ability to like issue commands for the rest of the game.
That's true. That's actually very true.
Yeah,
That's
so
kinda
like
cool.
that's kind of cool. So it's
Yeah.
like if they come at you, and like they might because like you put them in the block of your like Namarti that they have to deal with,
Yep.
and then you just like pop their unit leader, and you're like, huh, I like roared you
Yeah,
forever
actually,
now. It's not bad.
Is the Soul Scryer Ischeron?
I think so.
Because the Soul Scryer might be a good target for this. Because you kind of want him in combat to get the extra Namarti back.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Actually,
I think the Soul Scryer is
so
awesome,
bad.
by the way. But yeah, we'll
Oh,
talk
Soul
about
Scryer's
that.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's next one. I like this one a lot. One thing I don't know is, let's say like you hit a unit champion that's like a skeleton, right?
Mhm.
What happens to the 2 extra mortal wounds? Does it bleed over like it would in 40k, or does it just kind of end?
Can you read it again?
All right.
Or
If the
I guess I
general's
can-
within 3 inches of an enemy hero or an enemy unit champion, you can roll a dice. On a 3-up, that enemy hero or unit champion suffers D3 mortal wounds. I think it just ends there, right?
I think it ends there. Yeah.
I think it ends there too. Either way, though, like I kind of like that one.
No, no, that
Like, it's
one's
very
not bad.
techy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see it being cool. All right, let's go to the next one. If an unmodified hit roll for an attack made by this general is a 6, the attack automatically wounds and the targets don't make a wound roll. So yeah, so
But
it's
it's
like
not a mortal wound.
it's not a mortal wound; it just wounds.
It's just weird. But that's fine. I mean, unless the melee profiles get a lot better. I guess Talon Hook isn't bad. It's okay.
I don't care about this, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's
It's
definitely
gonna help.
the least good of the three here, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those like if that was my only option, like yeah, all right, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna pick it over some of the others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's like a thing you read on a war scroll, and you're like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's nice. I like it.
Yeah, basically.
Let's see. What's the next one? This one's really cool. Teaching of Turskull. If the general is on the battlefield at the start of the first battle round, before priorities determined, you can declare that the Tides of Death table will be reversed for your army. If you do so, the Ebb Tide ability applies in the first battle round. The High Tide ability applies in the second battle round. The Flood Tide, so it reverses, it flips them.
Yeah, we get
Yeah,
we get the idea.
we get the gist. Yeah. So obviously, like a lot of times, having the High Tide turn 2 is probably like really good.
Yeah.
Um, and like this is kind of cool that it's like a choice in the battle that you get to do it instead of like auto
So
doing
you
it.
have to. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but so like let's talk about it because like Ebb Tide, right, is the one that you can retreat and still shoot and charge.
Yeah. So basically, you get nothing turn one. It's like
Unless
okay.
like they're incredibly fast, and then you might be having issues anyway.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
horrifying.
most of the time you're getting nothing out of that.
Yeah.
So like that's fine. Whatever.
And most of the time you're getting nothing or you're planning for failure.
Yeah, and
I
you're
would
playing
say.
way too hard for failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn 2, the extra comp, and then turn 3 is the run and charge, which you're already in combat for.
Yeah, it's not good. Basically, I think all this really does is it gives you high tide turn. That's what
That's
you're
all
doing.
it does, but then like you sacrifice the rest of your tides too,
You basically do.
is what I feel like. Yeah.
But you get high tide turn too, which is really good.
Yeah.
So
I think this is a
like
meta call.
yeah.
I
I
think
could definitely see wanting to use it though.
yeah, I can definitely see wanting to use it, but I think if you're ever in a situation where it's like I fight Alpha Strike armies on the reg, like this is probably a very good one to pick.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
otherwise, I like other ones better.
Yeah. I bet you this one sees a lot of play though.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. There's like definitely power in options like this.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I think. Do you like this one better, or do you like the other one better? That's the question I want to ask. The
The unstoppable fury.
Hunters of the Soul, where you can like pick an enemy champion out.
Oh, for sure this one.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, all day. Having
Okay,
that option against the right army I think is really, really good.
all right, and I think they're kind of comparable. Where I think you are right that this one is just generally better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't blame it. Like this could be something I'm wrong about.
Yeah.
Like it's possible.
I don't know.
I just
Yeah,
think
that just seems fun to me.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I think this one's better.
an Unstoppable Fury is definitely very good too. And that one might actually just give you a run for the money of taking this one instead. But like this is what I'm talking about. There's like list building options. It's like, well,
Yeah, I
if
know,
I
right?
want like the Achelian King to be battle line because I want eels, or to be the general because I want eels to be battle line, then I have a really good command trait and a really good reason outside of just getting eels battle line.
Yep.
You know, like that's really cool too.
I mean, I always really liked the Achillean King, and he seems like an absolute monster now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah, like already here, there's like really interesting choices.
Yep,
Let's go to the
that's true.
next set because I think there's a really cool one there too.
Let's do it.
So we have the Eidolons. We have one that works for both, and we have one that works for like each. So the
Yep.
one that works for both is 1 and 2s automatically fail to hit this guy.
That is very interesting.
Right? I think
Most of the
it just deletes all out attack a lot, right? That's all it does?
yeah, that's basically what it does.
Which is fine. Oh, in the shooting phase. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I see this. I raise
Yeah,
my
it
hat
could
to
be
it. I like
okay.
it.
Yeah, like it's pretty niche, but
I don't think I'd be taking this over, like, the stuff we've already read or the one that's coming up, but
yeah,
it's kind of cool. Like, I feel like
it's okay.
I don't think it's embarrassing to take, right?
No.
Yeah, I think it's decent. All right, the next one is aspect of the storm. It's if it charged, it can carry out a monstrous rampage. Do you
Oh
care?
yeah, because they're not monsters.
Yeah, they're not monsters.
Yep. So that's cool. Was that that was aspect of the storm, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like I don't hate that.
I
I'll
don't
take
hate
it.
it. I don't love it though.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just okay.
If you need a roar, like that's not bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you don't have. There's only one option in the whole book for a roar. Other than that, that's Leviathan.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
you might want it.
All right, now let's talk about the real meat here.
Okay.
Endless Sea Storm, aspect of the sea only. If this general casts a spell that is not unbound with an unmodified casting roll of 7 up, this general can attempt to cast one extra spell in that phase. So
Yeah.
this keeps going.
You run out of spells real quick.
You can have like 6 on him.
Can you?
Yeah, because you have like Arcane Bolt, Mystic Shield. He has 2 on his War Scroll. You pick
Oh yeah,
one,
you get
and
a lore
then if you
spell.
do the enhancement for extra lore for all your wizards, that's 6.
That's 6.
And even without that enhancement, that's 5.
Oh, and by the way, you get to reroll spell cast with that one.
Yes,
Seems pretty good.
I I love this. Like this is the winner to me, in my head.
Out of all of them?
I think so.
Uh, well, I think when we get to it, if it works out, I think it is. I can't see myself taking anything but the Unrepressed Fury, but maybe.
We'll talk about it then.
Yep.
I like this one a lot though.
Oh no, I don't think it's not super good. It seems very good. I don't know how to English right now, but that's okay.
That's fine. We'll get over it. All right, you want to do artifacts?
Yeah.
All right, Akkelian King artifacts only. This one's called the Disharmony Stones, and it's like once per battle, you pick up to 2 enemy heroes within 12 inches of the bearer. Your opponent must choose one of the following options, and I don't care. This one sucks. It's just various ways to deal mortal wounds on various dice rolls.
Oh
And the
yeah.
highest you can ever do is D3 on 2 hero models. Like, whatever. Like, I'm embarrassed that you printed this, to be honest.
They tried to make something interesting-ish, and they didn't.
With, like, the best case scenario on these things, it does nothing. Or, like, it
Yeah,
picks off a thing you already fought and somehow didn't, like, kill. Or, like, you hit
yeah,
with a spell and, like, yeah, no. Pass.
yeah.
Okay. Potion of Hateful Fury. Once per battle at the start of the hero phase, you can say the bearer will drink this potion. If you do so, till the end of the turn, add 1 to hit and wound rolls for attacks made with the bearer. And add 1 to the attack characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons, and add 1 to run and charge rolls for the bearer. However, at the start of the next hero phase, they suffer D3 mortal wounds and can't pile in until the end of the next turn.
So you get a whole bunch of buffs, and then they get real sick afterward.
Yeah, you get +1 to all things that can get +1.
Yeah.
Except for save. Yeah, and then they get tired. Like, my tummy hurts.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. That's cute. I like that.
It's okay.
Yeah. I'm not into like the command traits that make your combat general a combatier general, usually. Because I find there's ones or relics even. So I find there's one that had like sweeping effects on the armies. But, like, I don't know, if you like the hero hammers and like the smash captains, I think this is like a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
Alright. And then the last one is Armor of Scythia. And if there's an unmodified hit roll for an attack that targets the bearer as a 6, All effects that would be triggered by that roll are ignored.
Now this is the meta pick.
I don't even. I think it's just the pick.
You think so?
I mean,
There's enough abilities like that, isn't there, at this
yeah,
point?
I'm just thinking because
Yeah.
like zombies, for example.
Oh yeah, you just don't do the mortal wounds.
Yeah, Lumineth don't do the mortal wounds. There's so much exploding sixes in a lot of places.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's really true. Yeah, it's
yeah,
probably is just the pick.
yeah. Like, I'm just trying to think of like everyone I know who plays an army has stuff that happens on a 6 to hit.
There's certainly a lot of them.
And I think everyone I know who I play against at least has one army with 6s to hit stuff. And this just shuts that off.
Yep.
And it's not even, it's shooting too.
That's the crazy part, yeah,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
It's any
Because
phase. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, I think that's too good to ignore.
Yep.
Alright. Let's see. Ischeron artifacts. The Dirt Leech. Subtract 1 from casting rolls, unbinding rolls, and dispelling rolls for enemy wizards within 18 inches of the bear. It has no effect on other Deepkin. Do you like this one?
Not bad. Like, it feels like a Soul Scryer artifact again.
Yeah.
Because you kind of want them to be forward and doing stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of weird though, because I think people like definitely gravitate to +1 to casts. And I think this is weirdly like jump through hoops, get a +1 to cast. And like that makes it pretty good. And 18
Does this
inches
not
for
remotely say what I think it says?
what?
I thought it said -1 to cast.
For enemies.
Yeah.
Which in a way, if they get -1 to unbind, it's +1 to cast for you.
Oh, I'd say not really.
You think
Because
so?
you still need to meet your meet the casting value.
Yeah.
It is sometimes, but I wouldn't say always. I don't think it's directly equivalent.
It's
Also
definitely
mechanic.
worse, but I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but it's not 100%
Yeah.
by any stretch. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I just think it's like it's almost that, and then also like a negative to the enemy for them trying to get their cast off too.
Well, yeah, I guess the thing is dispelling range is 30 though.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
it depends on where. So like first turn it probably doesn't matter, and then
18-inch range is a huge bubble.
oh no, I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is. I'm just I think there's just a lot of reasons why it's not just like a +1 to cast.
Sure.
There's enough I think that you can't just like directly kind of compare it to that because you are kind of jumping through hoops
Yeah.
to get there. But it definitely can be sometimes in the right situation. Um, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems fine though. Like I'm certainly not shitting on it.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
I see I definitely see there's merit here, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And the merit I see is like there's some armies that like have really good like things they want to cast. And you
Yeah.
have really good things that you want to cast too. So like it double dips into both of those.
Yeah. No, I think
Yeah.
I think it's better for the trying to shut off their casting
Yeah.
more so than making your casting better. I think that's all I was really trying to say.
And other things too is there's a similar effect to this in the Flesh Eater Courts, but their thing is a 6-inch range instead of an 18-inch range.
Yeah.
And that makes all of the difference.
I
Would you
feel like
believe it?
yeah. I feel like there's a lot of things that have been like this, but it's just so hard to get close enough to the caster. But 18-inch bubble is relevant.
Yeah. I think we've seen a lot of like 12-inch bubbles on this ability too.
Yeah, and it's just like it's not quite enough, but 18 feels like it's enough.
Yeah, I think 18's enough for sure.
Yep.
Alright, let's see. What else do we get? Rune of Surge and Gloomtide. Once per battle, at the end of your first movement phase, you can say the bearer will summon a Gloomtide shipwreck from the Aether Sea. If you do, so you can set up one Gloomtide shipwreck wholly within 12 of the bearer and more than 3 from all models, objectives, and other terrain features, endless spells, invocations, all that jazz. Add to your army.
Hey, you have a 5-up board now. Woo!
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I would take this a lot for that reason.
Well, I just don't want to buy another shipwreck, so I probably won't. But besides that fact,
Sure, yeah. That's a good point. I think, like, actually,
it's really cool though. I like
yeah.
it. Yeah.
If you're like, I want to play Sylvaneth, but I don't want to buy any Sylvaneth models. Because I like the way they work with their terrain. You can do it too, kind of.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, being facetious there, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna take that a different way, being like, oh, I want to play Sylvaneth, but I don't want to buy trees. Well, don't buy the army, stupid.
No.
And you're saying the same thing. Oh, you don't want to buy the second shipwreck? Oh, don't play the army, stupid.
I mean, I see. Yeah, I get that point. Like,
But
financially, it's like, cool, I have to buy another thing.
yeah, but I was gonna counter that, but you didn't actually say it, so it didn't
No,
matter.
but you can counter it. I'll let you have your
I'll counter it
fantasy.
anyway. Yeah, yeah. Here
Yeah.
we go. So I mean, the problem there is it's one artifact that you might run sometimes, as opposed to like always being able to run a bunch of trees or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the
I
difference.
think you can take, like, half Gloom Tides now, though, can't you?
Yeah, you get two though if you do. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so you're always gonna run your Gloomtide.
Got
If
it.
you have a Gloomtide shipwreck, you're always running it.
That's good, though. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I don't hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember in what was it, in first edition where it was worded badly and people were taking two full Gloomtide shipwrecks?
Yeah, I remember that, yep.
Yeah.
Well, this is great for
Yeah,
those
you're
people,
like,
then.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like, I'm
Exactly.
sorry you did that. Here, you get to use it now.
Yep.
That's cool, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna give
Also, those
GW
people
full
were
credit
kind of
on that.
dickheads because it was obviously not intended to work that way, but that's okay.
The same that Nurgle is not intended to exponentially summon, but here we are.
Yeah.
I can't believe they nerfed it. Something's not good then. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not.
It was supposed to work that way.
Yeah.
And you knew that. Deep down, you knew that.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's continue.
Yeah.
And then the last one is the Brain Barnacle. Once per battle, at the start of your hero phase, you can pick one enemy hero within 12 inches of the bear. Roll 2d6. The roll and if the roll in inches is equal or greater than the distance between the bear and the enemy hero, subtract 1 from hit rolls or wound rolls for that enemy hero for the rest of the battle. Do you want me to paraphrase that for you?
You basically get close to them and you roll a bunch of dice, and if you get higher than how close you are, it subtracts 1 from hit and wound
For the rest of the game.
for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Do you like that? I don't think I care, but I think it's going to be, like, really funny when it works.
I think it can work pretty easily. I don't think that's bad at all, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last Ischeron one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't think it's
Like,
out of the question.
like you can get within range. Like within like 5 inches or so.
Yeah, and then
Then
beat a 5,
stop
yeah.
this and be like, suck it, Terrorgeist.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I think it's at least decent. It might just be good.
Yeah, I don't know why I said Terrorgeist. That's not a good example considering it doesn't stop the sixes, but
Yeah, but that armor does.
that armor does.
That armor
That's a
do.
great point. Oh man, that armor is spicy against those Terrorgeists.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 6's new extra is omnipresent in this game. But yeah, like I feel like there's better picks in the artifact section than this one, but I think this one is very good.
If you get a second enhancement, you might consider it as like a tech piece.
Yeah. I think this is better than like some armies' entire artifact list, to be honest.
And it's not better than this entire army's artifact list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this book solved one of the problems we had with the Deepkin already.
Yep. They actually have things available.
They
Woo!
have really good artifact and command trait
They
selections.
It's exciting.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we've made our peace with these Tidecaster or the Ischeron or artifacts. Let's do the Eidolon. So once per battle, Bioshock Shell. Once per battle at the start of the combat phase, you can say the bearer will use the Bioshock Shell. If you do, pick one enemy within 9 inches. Enemy hero within 9 inches. And is visible and roll 3d6. And if it's higher than their bravery, they get strike last until the end of that phase. I don't hate that.
Fucking good.
Yeah.
If you think
3d6 is way better than 2d6, by the way.
it's average of
10.5.
yeah,
Yep.
which is higher than almost everyone's bravery.
Yep. So your worst
Maybe.
matchup, it's like 50%.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and to give strike last to them, like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems real good.
Yeah. I like that a
Right.
lot.
Turn 3, it doesn't matter at all because they
I was
always
just about to say that, yeah. But then you could flip it around and be like, well, you make any turn 3 now.
Oh, but if you're running an Eidolon, you might not be running, your Achillean King or.
No, but like this relic would be like, all right, I'm gonna work this, and if it works, I'm like, all right, charge 'em, boys.
I thought you were just saying because the Achillean King can do that.
We'll have to double check that.
Yeah, I get what yeah, I got you.
Yeah, this is good though. I like this.
Yep. Me too.
Whirl Shell. Once per battle, at the start of the combat phase, you can say the bearer will unleash the power of the Whirl Shell. If you do so until the end of that phase, the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a melee weapon that targets the bearer is 1 or 2. That attack fails and the attack sequence ends.
Doesn't this sound familiar?
It's the command trait that always works, but this is once per game. It's different, Bill.
Moving on.
Alright, yep. Kraken Tooth. Once per battle, in your shooting phase, you can pick one enemy unit within 12 of the bear that is visible to them. Roll a dice. Then look up the result below. On a 1, on a 1, the bearer suffers D3 mortal wounds. On a 2 through 5, the target suffers D3 mortal wounds. And on a 6, pick one model from the target unit. If it has 10 or less wounds, it is slain. Otherwise, deal 2d6 to it.
So it's D3 mortal wounds most of the time?
Yep.
It's okay.
Is
this a once per game thing too?
Yes. All the Eidolons ones are once per game, which I don't love.
Yeah.
It's stinky. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this one. It's fine.
It's okay.
Like, it's gonna go off once. You're gonna be like, oh, look, I did it. Like, I did 12 mortal wounds to that thing, and it really saved me. I'm like, all right, you did it.
It has a utility that you could break coherency with it.
Sure, yeah. I agree.
Or pluck a commander out of a unit, but you still have to get that 6. So, like, once every 6 games, it's gonna do some fun utility stuff.
Pass, yeah.
Yes.
Especially when you have like some freaking slammers and bombs, and it's not better than Arcane Tome.
Yeah, I was just about to say, is it better than Arcane Tome, which I can take anyway? No. Moving on.
Yeah, pass. Jesus. I don't like the Eidolon artifacts as like being once per battle. The fight lasting is obviously good.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, otherwise it's like, I'm over it.
Alright, mount traits. Oh my god, we gotta get rolling. We're gonna be late today, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Bond Beast. Bond Beast traits. Alright, though. There's 3 Deepmare mount traits and 3 Leviathans. Were there always Deepmare mount traits? I know there was always Leviathan traits.
They might have added them in Marathi.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think all of it got added in Marathi, actually.
Yeah. I guess that's what I meant by always, but let's talk about them.
Yeah.
So we'll do the Deepmare ones first. Alright, and if a roll for this unit's Deepmare Horn ability is 6, and suffers D6 mortal wounds instead of D3. Cool. Is that the charge thing?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
I mean, it's great. It's like, okay.
Yeah. It suffers D3, and then I roll a 2, and it didn't matter. Alright.
Yeah.
Add 1 to the attack characteristics of the fangs and talons and lashing tails.
That's probably way better.
That's cool, yeah. Or the one you take, the Void Chill Darkness. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by enemy units that are within 3.
I mean,
they don't even have to attack the Deepmare to get the -1. They just have to be within 3 of it.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's the one you take.
I mean, okay, I can see taking the other one. To be fair, the +1 attack, depending on the profile. I don't know if I've really seen the profile yet.
Yeah,
But
We'll put a pin in that, but I think it's just Void Chill.
probably.
All right, Leviathan Ancient. Uh, you turn Ren 1 into Ren None.
Not bad.
That's usually the one that people like, right? From the old book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as relevant. Well, it's not unrelevant though. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah. And then the next one is subtract 1 from Moon Whirls with weapons that have a damage characteristic of 1.
Mm,
Like,
that's good. And these are all situational.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could see you being like, oh, my buddy plays like Soul Blight or Flesh Eater or Night Haunt. And you're like, ha, this is really good. Then, because like their whole army gets like -1, except for like their hero. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, what's the
But against
last one?
other armies, it's like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last one is increase the reverberation range from 12 to 15. And like, I think
Yeah.
that one's
That's
good.
does that still give the cover save? Is that still what it does?
It might just be +1 to save now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well that one's really good. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some choice here, I think, with
Yep.
with Leviathan trait.
Imagine if you had a Leviathan and an Achillean King. What do you pick?
The enhancement that lets you get multiple mount traits.
But is that better than getting like multiple like
Relics?
command abilities or relics? I don't
Probably
know.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I'm
Oh,
thinking about it,
decisions. I like decisions.
I do like
Difficult.
decisions. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good. Like the book did not have any until this one.
Right. Like
Yeah.
that's what I like. I love it when you accidentally stumble across a difficult decision. That's great.
Yeah.
Fun.
And like this might just change based on like your mood too,
Yeah.
which is
Right. Like
great. Yeah.
do different things.
Yeah, I'm
I love it.
super into this book. Super into this book overall.
You know, I wasn't super excited for this book at first until I looked at it today, and now I'm like, oh no, I want this book.
They fixed
This
it.
book is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad then. Glad we
Yeah.
got to do this show then
Yeah.
because this is so fun. All right, let's move on to the spells. And I think this is another slam dunk here too. Because I remember before in the old book there's like one spell that you took and then the rest you didn't care about. But I think like all of these are good.
Can't remember exactly.
So the one you took was Steed of Tides before, which
Mhm.
made you move 16 inches. And now it's the translocation prayer from Stormcast on a 6.
Oh
Or on
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
5, yeah.
Yep.
So I think it's mostly just better. Because like it used yeah. One friendly hero that is not a monster. So your Kelly King, you pop it on, or you can put your hero on you. Yeah. Just it's a teleport for your heroes.
Yep.
Yeah, really good.
Yep.
Countercurrent. Cast on a 6, range of 18. Pick an enemy unit. Within range invisible to the castle until your next hero phase. Half run and charge rolls for that unit. Oh man. I love that rule.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I love the half the charge rolls because like they get their big menacing thing in front of you, and they're within
Yep.
3 inches, and then they still have to roll a 6. So it's still like a 50% chance.
Actually, they can roll a 5.
Oh yeah, because rounded down. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't round at all. You don't have to round because you just have to get within half an inch,
Okay, sure.
right?
Yeah, still good.
Although, does that set you outside of half an inch by default?
I think it would set you outside of half an inch by default.
You know, the guy I played against recently said, "Oh, the 5 works," and it was like I wasn't gonna fight him on it because I think he actually rolled the 5, and he just took it. It
Hmm.
was like, "Oh yeah, that works," and because I had my corn demon prince out,
Oh, okay.
so I kind of just let him have it. I didn't know the right thing, and I was right there.
Hmm.
First time playing against a guy.
Yeah. Not sure either, actually. Yeah.
I think by necessity you have to be outside, but I don't know. So it's okay, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, still a good spell.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
What's the next one? Pressure the Deep. Casting value 7. Pick it. 12. Pick one enemy model. within range invisible, and then roll a die. If the result is greater than the model's wound characteristic, it's slain. Okay, so there's another thing you talk about, breaking unit coherency.
Unit coherency, killing leader models.
Yep.
I don't hate that.
There's a lot of this in this book, it feels like.
It's hard to use a little bit sometimes, I think, but
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it's hard for me to remember. There's a difference between hard to use and hard for me to remember.
Hard for me to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally feel that. Yeah. I don't know if this is like the first one I would pick, but I like it.
Yeah, it has uses.
Yeah. And then the last one is Arcane Corrasion, which apparently is a real word, and it's specifically corrosion from the sea or wind.
Oh, I was gonna say it doesn't say corrosion. I thought
No,
it said corrosion.
it says corrasion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I'm
that's
like,
cool.
that's not a word. And I looked it up, and it is.
Well,
Dude,
there you
like, if
go.
you look at this in like the like article that talked about it being battle line to begin with, like somebody really broke out the thesaurus for this army.
Oh yeah. Or
It's
someone was like, "Oh, you know what? I know this word, and I'm so proud of this word."
yeah. It's just so funny.
Yep.
Anyway, you pick an enemy within 12, and you worsen the rend characteristics of their weapons by 1 until your next hero phase.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you worsen them to 1 and then have them fight a Leviathan that ignores 1?
Yeah.
Get Rend 2 all the way down to nothing?
Yeah.
Feels good.
Wow, that's a combo.
I think that qualifies as cute, but that's okay.
It calls, it's fine that it's cute because there are things that are together good.
Yeah.
It's not like you're pulling two crappy things. You're like, oh, I made it work.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They're both pretty okay by themselves. So
Yeah, I agree.
yep.
All right. Yeah, overall.
Got them.
What's the one you're taking first, do you think?
Those spells?
Yeah.
Maybe the lower rend. I don't hate that,
Yeah,
actually.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like that or countercurrent, to be honest.
Which one's that again?
So have to run in charge rolls.
Oh, I do like that one too.
Yeah.
Yay, more difficult decisions.
Yeah,
Love it.
good decisions to make. Yeah. And like again, like I think it's gonna be flavored by the list you bring too, and what you're trying to do.
Yep.
Which is
Definitely.
always like really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. Overall, like I'm very happy with every section of this book we've read so far.
Alright, yeah.
All right, doing sub factions. Let's start with an interesting one. This is Ionarch or Ironrack, which used to be the one that let your allies get like your benefit of your Tides of Death, which was hilarious with Gortrek, but
Hey, that's gone.
it's
So
gone
needs
now. Yeah. So now what it is Achelian King heroes can carry out an action that gives them the Flood Tide or the Ebb Tide from the Tides of Death table, in addition to any other Tides of Death ability they have. So like that replaces your heroic action, but heroic action to give something run and charge is pretty cool. Or
I
like
don't
fall
hate it.
back and shoot and charge.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, and you said it's in addition to any other ability they might have?
From
That's
the
similar?
yeah,
Well, that's cool.
yeah.
Like, that's the good all-around one, I think. I think that when I was reading the Goodhammer review, based on that, it seems like that's I just want to run a bunch of different stuff. And like
Hmm.
this one's fine for it. Like you can just do it.
You know
Makes
what?
sense.
I agree, and I think there's also another one that's that too. So
Yeah,
we're
I think they're
spoiled with choice of even the good all around one.
oh my god.
It's awesome. Hmm.
I
All
hope
right.
this army is too good. I don't think it will be, but
Nothing
I
seems
don't want
egregious yet, right?
yeah.
Nothing's like Rancid Visitation or like the dragons or like
Yeah. I
yeah.
think if that one command trait works out, I think it might be egregious, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll get there. The
Yep.
moment yeah, drum roll please.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right.
Almost there.
Yeah, what's the next one? Nautilar? So this one gives your Leviathan a monstrous action of increasing its spins to rend 3 from rend 1. Which is awesome.
It's pretty huge.
The scything fins is like the main attack on that guy, right?
Yeah, the bite got better because it got 2. But
Oh, instead of
yes,
one, yeah,
scything fins is definitely the main attack.
yeah. Also, let's your turtles be battle line.
Which,
Um,
hey, that's fun. I'll
yeah.
take it.
So like the way I see these factions is like the idea is definitely for you to be like, oh, you can bring like 3 turtles as battle line and yay, fun. But I think
Yep.
the actual merit is the fact that you're like, I want to bring the turtle, and if I take this, it counts as my battle line, and I refund myself like 130 points.
Yep.
Like that's cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like again, I like that a lot. I like those rules that you can have like weird battle line things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my favorite one, I don't know if it's
Although,
competitive. Oh, go ahead.
I'll be honest, just to point on that, I think taking weird battle line things is kind of the source of problems sometimes when it lets you spam. Even
Yeah.
harder than you would be able to otherwise with like no tax.
I don't think
So
behemoths are there, but yeah. I
I
think
think
you're
there
right.
can be, yeah, I think there can be problems depending on what you
Yeah.
can make battle line.
I think you're absolutely right. So like they should be a little more careful with that, but
Mhm.
I don't yeah. I'm not sure if there's gonna be problems in this book, but like dragons, for example, being battle line. It's pretty
Yeah,
egregious.
exactly. Yep.
You're probably right about that. I didn't really even think about that, but it's fun though. Like
Yeah.
option
No, I'm
yeah.
not saying it's not. Yeah, it's fun and people like to do it, but I do think it causes problems. There's trade offs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, my favorite one, more fun.
All right.
Uh, so what it does is the soul render effects on Namarti. It adds 3 to the number of slain models returned. I want to put a pin in this until we get to the soul render.
Wait.
Huh?
It adds 3?
Yeah,
Add 3. This is add 3.
add 3. Yeah,
Holy fucking shit.
isn't
Didn't it
that what
used
it
to
used
just
to
make
be?
it 3? I thought
No.
it made it 3.
Oh, maybe
Thought that's what it did before.
it adds 3 now, regardless of whether it made it 3 or. I thought it added 3 before.
It might have. It might have.
Yeah,
You
but
might
it
be right.
adds 3, and I want to put a pin in this until we get to the soul render.
Bring back 6! Woo!
All right. Let's see. Then there's 3 more. The Thu Thuan. It lets you take a bloodthirsty shivers in your army, and it's basically 3 units of 1 shark. Um, and then you can nominate one of them to be like the alpha a turn, and they get to have exploding sixes if they're next to one of them, and if they're next to 2 of them, they get to get 3 attacks for every 6. That's fun. Like people are
I
so
think
excited about this. I
I
think
think
that's
it's going to
fine.
be really good,
Yeah.
and it is probably the most complicated rule I've ever seen for what it does. It's like,
Yeah.
man, there's so much like random complexity to that I feel like just didn't need to be there. Because like you take them as this thing, but they actually count as 3 units.
See, I think the next one is actually way more complicated and
Oh
wordy.
god. All right, fair enough.
But I I don't I think people are overrating this one a little bit. Cuz I think you don't get them as unit. Yeah, I don't think you get unit leaders if you're taking them as singles.
True.
And like I think the real benefit is that like your sharks are battle line. But I think the shiver ability itself is kind of all right.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's exploding sixes for the bites.
Yeah.
Exploding sixes isn't just more attacks. It's more attacks sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then like if you give up the unit leader, like the unit leader gets +1 to hit and wound with the bites, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. And like unless you want to have like 3 sharks or 3 sharks as your minimum
It's
battle
actually
line, you
like
might as well.
not super easy to get them all within 3 inches of each other.
No.
I mean, yeah, I guess you can charge all 3 in, and that's fine, but like I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't
It
love this. No.
it might be good, and we're undervaluing it. in some way that makes it really good. But
All right, it's good. Like I'm not gonna say
yeah,
it's not, but it's definitely not even the best one we read yet.
yeah,
And I think people are treating this as like, oh, this is the future of the book, and it clearly isn't the only way.
yeah. I agree.
I don't think it's even the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dome Han. If you take the first turn in your current battle round in the combat phase, after a friendly Dome Han Namarti unit has fought for the first time in the phase, there are no enemy units within 3. You can attempt to charge with that unit if it's within 12 of an enemy unit. And then when it finishes a charge is within half of inch of an enemy unit, you can pick that unit to fight for a second time in that phase when it's your turn to do so. If you take the second turn in the current battle round, when a friendly Doman hero issues redeploy command, you could pick 3 to have the redeploy instead of 1. Did
You're
you get
right.
all that?
I think I did because I read it once before. I had forgotten about that one. That is
Yeah.
so much ridiculously wordier than the other one.
Yeah. So
What the
essentially,
fuck?
boiling it down, what it does is if you go first, you get more combats with your unit if they wipe out an enemy unit with your Namartis. And if you go second, your redeploy hits 3 Namarti units. Do you like that?
You gotta run the Soul Scryer one instead and not have to think about that one. That's
Well,
my
yeah, I
thoughts.
like the Soul Scryer one instead because I like returning dead models. But
Right. And it also works for Namarti.
yeah,
And I don't have to think.
yeah, I think
So I like thinking in games. I don't like trying to dissect how that rule is going to work.
I like
It's
thinking
probably not that
about
bad, but
yeah. I think the way it is like I like thinking when I know what my rules clearly are, and I like thinking
yeah.
about how to apply them. But I don't like putting brain power into trying to figure out
Yeah.
how my rule
Like
works.
I think I do understand that rule and I could play it. But like yeah, I don't know, man.
I feel like
It's
you play it once and you're like, oh, I get it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I,
just
I do
extra
think
combats, but I don't. But in my opinion, I think the Navardi are like a wall.
I mean, yeah. I mean they're pretty slicey.
They're pretty slicey, but I think you can like build them as a much more effective wall than you can as a slicer. 'Cause you can like give
Two-inch
them
range
-1
weapons
to.
though. Can you imagine having 20 of them? Just dicing something,
Yeah,
charging in, dicing something else?
the redeploy thing's kind of cool too. I don't think you ever have like 3 units of Demarty though, do you?
I mean, you do have to take them as battle line if you're not gonna take, say, Eels or
Oh,
Reavers.
fair. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
So
Okay.
maybe.
All right. I think this one's good.
Yeah,
I
it's
just like other ones more personally, but I think this one
yeah,
has
I
power.
don't like the design of that one.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
went too hard on like
Yeah.
making it they
There's a
tried to
lot
make
of yeah. There's a lot of
yeah, I
ifs.
don't even
Yeah.
know what to say to this one. It's just
Like you
like
need a flow chart to diagram, like dissect it.
yeah, it's like I think I do understand what it does. I think I get it, but like I feel like I would miss some nuance in it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in love with how they set that one up. I'm sure it's fine. I'm
Yeah.
sure I would
Extra
understand it as
combats
soon
is
as I
always
played it.
good,
But
but
yeah,
like I think there's too many hoops to jump through for your extra combat, and it's not
there's
even like right away. Like you have to charge and then go back to fighting order.
and well here's the question. If it's turn 3, do you get to fight immediately?
Yes.
You do.
It's because when you get to pick next, and then you everything has fight first, and then you pick your things to fight first.
That was true.
Yep.
Okay. So turn 3 it's pretty solid if you can kill someone with it.
Yeah.
If you went first that round.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't, then you get something else.
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
It's
I don't know.
weird. All
It's
right,
weird.
and then the last one, the Bryumdar. During deployment, if you set up a Bryumdar Soul Scryer using the Finder of Ways ability, up to 3 Bryumdar Deepkin units can join the Soul Scryer instead of up to 2. In addition, they can be set up wholly within 12 of that Soul Scryer instead of more, or in more than enemy 9 from enemy units. Okay, so it increases the range, and then lets you bring more things with your Soul Scryer. And I like this one,
Sure.
actually. What do you
You're on
think?
a Soul Scryer, doesn't seem bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just like I have the fantasy of like running the Soul Scryer, and then like a fat like Namarti blob, and then like 2 Reaver units, and then just like putting them somewhere where it's a problem, and just like shooting stuff down
Hmm.
and saying "Come at me, bro," while turning your whole army around, while my the rest of my army positions where it wants to be, while you have to
I
like
could
turn around
see.
and deal with this threat.
So I can't remember, but I heard it randomly mentioned. Was there something that gave like +3 to charge or something?
The Soul Scryer used to.
Oh, okay. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
but like we don't want that. Get that out of here.
No, no,
Yucky.
that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
But you still can do something like a little similar. You can give on turn 2, you could use the ritual to give +1 to charge.
Yeah.
Have them come in turn 2, get the +1 to charge. You can still reroll by spending a command point because they're in range of the Soul Scryer that just showed
Oh yeah,
up.
the unit
If
that used to
nothing
be able to
else,
use it with the +3 charge,
yeah,
and now
you could
has like
still.
+2 with this now.
Well, it's still only +1 because you don't get to run.
It's
But
+1 from this, and then +1 from their banner.
oh, this gives them +1 to charge too. Oh,
Your ritual
+1 from the
does,
banner.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, so they still hit +2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like they don't lost their natural reroll, but you have command points and you have more of them
That's
than ever now.
what command points are for. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It's almost like there's
Seems
not an
fine.
issue whatsoever.
Yep.
Seems like a certain
Agree.
list isn't dead.
Yep.
All
Agree.
right. We'll get to
We'll get
that
to that
later.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, grand strategies. I hate these, but let's go over them real quick.
Do you even wanna? Let's get to the other stuff.
We'll come
These
back
don't
later.
matter. We'll come back later if we
Yeah,
have
like
time.
these aren't as
Like,
good as the
let's get to the
core
fun
ones. There
stuff.
might be one that's really cool for your army. We're more excited
Right.
about the units, and dinner is important.
Because we've had like one game that's ever mattered with grand strategies, so moving on.
Yeah. Do you want to do
Eh,
battle tactics at least?
Maybe quickly.
Let's see if there's any standout real quick. Complete this
Yeah.
if 2 enemy units are destroyed during the turn made by Deepkins that are affected by High Tide. Alright, so kill 2 units.
Kill 2 units turn 3. You could probably do it.
You could probably do it.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
Yeah, like if it's within reach, you're gonna be able to do it, and that's good. But like it's not always, and you might want to just rather do bring it down and team up on something. Anyway,
Yep.
this one, uh, the battlefield that wound characters to get 8 or more, and that has 0 wounds allocated to it. Okay, so if Alapexes kill something with 8 or more wounds that had no damage dealt to it previously, so bring it down 2, but like not as good
Meh.
because it's very specific to a unit and very specific to them being at full health.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Complete this. If here are monsters destroyed during this turn by attacks made by Namarti. Bring it down 2 again. Okay, worse than bring it down. But if you have it, if you really want it, okay.
It's available.
Did
Yeah, I
I?
guess the other one, there are like some cases where you find like a juicy non-monster target that like you're staring down with your bloodthirsty shiver, and you go, "Oh, I'm gonna get you," and then you take that battle tactic
Yeah,
or
but like,
and then you get your 2 points and go, "Wow, wasn't that great?"
mm-hmm.
We move on with life.
These battle tactics are so redundant with the core ones. I
Yep.
hate them. They just make more core ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, and then like, because there's one with like Soul Blight that's like, if my battle line unit dies this turn, I get a like by victory points, and then just like bringing that out of nowhere, like feels so bad. They're like, oh, you could just do that. I'm like, yeah. I'm sorry you didn't memorize every single one of these in the game.
Yeah, I know,
Dipshit.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
bad.
Yep.
All right, so if there's an enemy within 12 of the Gloom type shitrack, you kill it, you get it. All right.
That one's reasonable.
Yeah.
That one's doable.
Look at all these
And another one that's gonna feel bad when someone realizes that you can do it. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like look at all these like bring it downs with extra steps we have here.
True. Although that one's any unit though, right?
Huh?
That one's any unit though, right?
You have to kill all units within range of the Gloomtide. So if there's only one, then yeah.
Yeah, if there's only one. You might
Yeah.
pick it occasionally. Alright.
Yeah. Let's see. Trapped in the undercurrents. Three or more Idoneth Deepkin units retreated and made a charge move during this turn. All right.
Wait,
You have
retreat and make a charge move?
Yeah.
I mean,
On turn
you
4, you
could
might get it.
you might get it. Yeah, and if the situation comes up, I suppose you pick it because it's probably easier than any others.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ischeron Defiance. Pick one objective wholly within enemy territory. At the end of the turn, you complete this if you control that objective, and there are friendly Ischeron units wholly within six of the objective. Okay, so it's a conquer, but more steps. God, I hate these.
Yeah,
Like at least like the Nurgle one had like the cool like summoning payoff one. They're like, oh, Billy paid off like a different strategy. Whatever.
this is
I'm
just
done.
yeah, it's like whatever.
I'm
Those
so
are
fucking done with these. All right. Eidolon and Matlin, aspect of the storm. So they're always a
oh.
3-up save with 12 wounds, right?
So I just want to throw out there for anyone that may have just joined for that one little segment. We love the rest of the book. That section wasn't good. All right. Anyway,
Okay.
moving on.
Yes. The grand strategies and the battle tactics, I'm just going to say it because it's relevant, are a thing that should be just in the core rulebook. They shouldn't be army specific because it leads to situations where some armies have way better. There's haves and haves nots, and that just leads to higher imbalance. And that's the same reason we got rid of War Scroll battalions in the first place because there's a huge imbalance between them. And we're just repeating that same mistake. We learned nothing from it. We should get rid of them. And if you're a TO and you ban them, I don't blame you. All right, moving on. Eidolon.
Moving on.
Eidolon of Matlin, aspect of the storm. So were they always 12 wounds with a 3-up save?
Oh,
I feel like they were 9, right?
I think they were 12 wounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that's why it was weird that they weren't monsters.
Yeah, that might be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think their attacks is pretty much similar. 4 attacks, 3s, 2s, minus 2, 2. 4 attacks, 3s, 2s, minus 1, 2. 2d6, 4, 4, no rend, 1.
Yeah, I think those are similar.
Yeah, and if you see the 355 in the corner there, I just put the point values on top of the war scrolls because that makes them
fantastic.
Yep.
Yep.
It's
Very
just
relevant.
A little bit of effort could go a long way there.
Yep.
Yep. So this
I
is
appreciate that.
355. Yeah. It can fly. Has a ward of 5 up. Did they always have a ward?
I don't remember. I really need for the Eidolons. I really need a thing in front of me. I feel
Yeah,
like.
I'm gonna get my
The old
app
one.
out real quick.
Oh yeah. I can't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because your phone there. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I think that's new. I don't remember though.
I don't remember having that, so that feels new.
Aspect of the storm. Oh, they had it before, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Alright. You can heal D3 wounds allocated to this unit after it makes a charge move. Add 1 to the attack and damage characteristic of the spear. Repress fury if it made a charge in the same turn, and it can retreat and still charge. That's...
Oh, so something the Goonhammer review pointed out. Look at the names of the weapons real quick.
Spear of Repressed Fury, Crawl Hook, and Sharp Fangs.
Yeah, but compare them between the old version and the new version.
Like the names themselves, you mean?
Yeah, the names themselves.
Spear of Repressed Fury. They're the same, right? What am I
No,
missing?
at least the last one isn't. Sharp Fangs didn't it used to be Storm Shoal?
It says Sharp Fangs in the app here.
Did they already update the app? Because I was
No, the points
almost
are wrong.
positive.
And it doesn't say ward, it's just the old wording of ward.
Oh.
They didn't update the app yet. Yeah.
Did they do me dirty again?
They might have.
They might have. I could have sworn it. I could have sworn it was Storm Shoal before. Oh well.
Storm Shoal's their ward.
Storm Shoals. I need to get my book.
Yeah, go get your book.
I'm going crazy.
All right, I'm gonna read the rules while we're going on with that. I like the +1
Yeah.
damage and attacks on the charge. That's really good. I think that's the same as before. And then retreat and still charge. Yeah, it always had that. Drench with hate. Add 1 to wound rolls for attacks made with Deepkin units that are wholly within 18. Oh, So the new one is wholly within 12, and it's excluding mounts. So that got a little worse. Pulled into the depths. Hero phase, you can pick one enemy hero with a wound characteristic of 8 or less, and add 1 to hit and wound rolls for attacks made by this unit that target that. Okay, so this got like a it's basically the same, but 25 points more.
But it now has better selection of artifacts and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ritual, yeah. So a little nerf, but like not
Well,
substantial.
trying to remember what it. Like, man, I can't. I just don't remember enough about the old ones to
Well,
like
I was
really
looking
say.
at
I
the
just
war
haven't played them
scroll
in a
on
while.
my phone side by side.
Yeah.
It's all the same abilities, except for
'Cause
the
I
Drench
could have
of Hate have a
sworn
slow range.
I could have sworn the Goonhammer review said you basically will always take this thing for some reason, and
I
I
think
can't
they said the
remember why.
storm or the C one, the caster one.
Oh, that's right.
The caster one's a
I
little
think.
different.
Yeah, I think so.
So I wonder if the caster one's the one you're thinking of too.
Maybe.
Yeah, aspect of the sea. Let's go there.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. The weapons: 3 attacks, 3 threes, minus 2/2. Yep. 2 attacks. Threes, fours, minus 1/1. All right, that got worse. And then 2d6 4. Okay, so its attack profile is a little worse.
Now, does that one say Storm Shoal instead
No.
of Sharp Fangs? I need my book. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
Go get your book. Yeah, I'll read this out. All right, it's a level 2 wizard. But like what we were talking about before, like the command trait where you get extra spells on a 7-up, that's really good. Has the 5-up ward. And before you used to have to choose to reroll casting, dispelling, or unbinding, or heal the D3. Now you just get both. And that's really cool. You have to cast the spell to get the D3 heal, but like it's both instead of one or the other, and that's really good. It's also 325 points, and it used to be it used to be 325, so it stayed the same.
I'm back.
Has a 18-inch bubble of 10 bravery for Idoneth. Did it always have that? Tranquility. Had add 3, but now it makes it flat 10. Welcome back, Bill.
You ready?
Yep.
Storm Shoal.
Oh, okay, so the app fixed it.
Yep.
All right, cool.
I knew it said Storm Shoal. I was like, what do you mean it said Sharp
It
Fangs?
doesn't. I don't know what to tell you,
doesn't
man.
say
I don't
Sharp
have
Fangs.
the book. Yeah.
So there you go. They
But
did
yeah.
change.
So this is looking mostly the same from the old book.
Okay.
Except for before you had to choose whether you want to reroll your casting or heal the D3, and now you just get both, essentially.
Yep.
So like that's just way better.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty
then the
good.
spells are Cloning Mist, casting or 6, range of 12, pick 1 Deepkin unit or 1 enemy unit. And if you picked an item that Deepkin unit, heal D3, and if you picked an enemy, deal D3. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then Tsunami of Terror, pick D3, and subtract 1 from save rolls for attacks made melee weapons that target this unit. And I think you used to give them minus 1 hit in bravery, and now it's minus 1 save.
So they get less save if they hit this?
No, you hit enemies.
Oh, I see. I thought you
reduce
said
their
if they
armor.
hit you, then they get minus 1 to save or something. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Minus
that a
save.
little bit better than the minus 1 to hit.
Yeah, probably.
This thing's awesome. I like this.
Oh
The
yeah,
command
that one's
trait,
awesome.
yeah, like I would bring this a lot.
Yep.
The points are the same at 325. Good shit.
Yep.
Big fan. Alright, Volturnus. I believe these got better, like in their combat profiles. 4 attack, 3/3, minus 2/3, 3 attacks, 3/3. Yeah, so this guy hits pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
8 attacks, 3 up. Each time his unit affected by a spell, ignore it on a 3 up. That used to be a 4 up.
Ooh.
So that's cool.
Spicy.
Yeah, add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made with Achelian units, excluding mounts wholly within 12. Used to be reroll ones to hit, but adding 1 to hit is just strictly better.
It sure is.
Yeah. After this unit makes a charge move, you can pick 1 enemy unit within 1 inch And on a 2-up, deal D3 mortal wounds. Okay, so that's the horn for that mount trait.
Yep.
And once per battle at the start of combat phase, you can pick up to 3 different Idoneth units that are affected by high tides and add 1 to the attack characteristics. That's the same. And he's 290. He's pretty good for 290.
Yeah, no, he's not bad.
Yeah, I don't think he's better than the generic Achillean King, but like that's pretty solid.
We keep talking about this generic Achillean King. We
All
haven't
right,
got
let's
to
just do it. Okay.
it.
All right, so you get one of the following. You get the bladed polearm and falchion, or the greatsword and falchion. So you don't have to choose anymore if you want the extra attack to the falchion. You just get it.
That's nice.
Yeah, and the polearm has less attacks but hits better and has a better rend, or wounds better and has a better rend. The greatsword's just more attacks. Okay. Add 1 to hit rolls for Achilleans within 9. Okay, same thing. Charge, same thing. Polearm has a rend of 3 and damage of 3 if it made a charge move in the same turn, which is really cool, that mount trait. If you get like a bunch of extra attacks, right?
Wait, did it? Oh yeah. Oh, big time. Did it change to -2/2 flat for the polearm though?
Yes,
Because it used to be -1 D3, right?
I think so.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, like these things are just very good combat monsters by themselves. Never mind the
Oh
things you
yeah.
equip them with. -2 D3 is what it used to be.
Yep. Oh, -2 D3. It was -2.
Yeah.
I love the change of not having D3 damage. Like, yes, please, thank
I'd
you.
rather
Just
have 2
make it
damage than
flat.
D3, and I'd rather have 3 than D6, even though I know 3 is worse.
I know because it's just
You know how many times I
more
get 1s and
reliable.
2s?
It feels like every
I
fucking
hate it,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, and so the command trait. Once per battle, the end of your charge phase, you can pick up to D3 friendly units wholly within 12 of any friendly unit with this ability. If you do so, until the end of the turn, the units you picked are affected by High Tide ability from the Tides of Death table, in addition to any other abilities for the Tides of Death table they are affected by. So you pick 3 things to strike first once, or D3 things to strike first once per game.
Once per game. Okay, it is once per game. Okay.
Alright, so what was the thing you're going on about where you're like,
Well, think about it. You
yeah,
charge him
sure.
in turn 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
You give like a D3. Well, it's at least 1. So you give it to him.
Yeah.
And then he has like a ridiculous amounts of extra attacks because it's 2 for each one of those weapons, which he apparently has 4.
Yep.
So that's 8 attacks additional for every enemy unit within 3 inches of him. If there are 2, that is 16 extra attacks with him alone.
And one of them's even good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's certainly
Like actually,
powerful. Yeah.
actually a lot of them are good. 16 extra attacks feels fucking stupid. I don't know, man. Like I'm always scared when you get D3 extra attacks with things.
With the Terror
Fucking
Guys thing?
16?
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck. That feels insane.
Yeah, with all yeah.
With minimal effort, you can get 16 extra attacks.
Right, charging
I don't
3
know.
things.
Yeah.
Do you
Like,
think
I don't know, that sounds ridiculous. And you get to fight first. Like,
Yeah.
what?
You better hope you kill the thing.
I mean,
You might. You
yes
probably
and
will.
no.
Yeah.
They have a -1 to hit you too, don't they?
Yeah.
Because you took that artifact.
Yep.
That seems real good. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Alex. That
It does
seems
seem good,
just
yeah, for sure.
insane. That seems so insane.
Yeah.
You're just gonna fucking mulch shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on the matter. That's why I'm going on and on about it because that seems
It
ridiculous.
does seem really good, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like
-3/3
yeah.
on that too, and it got better. Like the wound used to be it used to be 3/3, and now it's 3/2.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
true.
I
Yeah,
feel
the
like
Smash Captain.
I feel like I have to be reading something wrong on those because in my brain that's just that's too
Alright.
much.
Let's go back to the command traits real quick.
Yeah.
We have to do this slowly, but that's fine. Alright. One more. Okay. When it's a high tide ability from your Tides of Death. For each enemy unit within 3. During the combat phase, add 2 to the attack characteristic of their melee weapons. Till the end of that phase. No, it works exactly as you say.
I think it does. I
Yeah.
think you can just get like 16 extra attacks for charging 2 things. And then being like, I use this ability.
Yeah, that might
Bam.
just be the go-to then.
It feels like it. I don't know. That felt too good.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty undeniable.
Yeah. That's pretty ridiculous. That's a lot of extra damage out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I should run that in my game and be like, I don't know how good any of this is. Ho ho ho.
I'm only speculating.
I'm only speculating. Smash.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
maybe it'll be not as good as I think. I don't know.
Give it a shot. Why not?
Oh, I'm going to. I am for sure going to.
Yeah, you run the cool things before they fix them in the FAQ anyway.
Exactly.
Just do it. Yep.
Yep.
And if it's not that bad, it's not that bad. And then the whole
Exactly.
world's
Yep.
better for it. Yeah. Do it. Do
Yep.
it.
Gonna.
Yeah. Sounds fun.
Yep.
But I think that's like a super good ability outside of that command ability anyway. Or that command trait.
Yeah.
Of just like these 3 things, they just fight first.
What's the matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
like
cool.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not a command ability anymore. It's just like a once per game, do your thing. Enjoy it.
Yeah, which is like
You don't have to spend a point
way
for
better.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
I still
Like,
stand by the normal Deepkin or Arcane King's better than the Volturnus.
oh yeah, I think it's way better because it gives like the once per game, like give the Tides of Death there. I think it's way better than the +1 attack on 3 things,
Yeah, I think so too.
personally. Because it's like that just seems so powerful, being able to just like give that when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
And combine it with that command ability is just like whoa.
Yeah, do you bring Rolf, actually?
Both Volturnus and him?
Yeah.
I mean maybe.
I think actually that could be a really fun, compelling build.
Yeah. Sad that I gave mine away to try to get someone started in Deepkin. But
Oh,
oh
did
well.
you?
I did.
Your Volturnus, that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets me more games to play against somebody, it's totally worth it.
There you go.
Yep.
Overall, very big fan of these guys.
Oh yeah.
For their points too. They're pretty good.
Yeah, how many points are they now? 250?
250
Oh, that's not even bad.
290 for Volturnus. Yeah.
That's not even bad.
Mm-hmm. Makes you afraid what the Terrorgeist could be capable of in the 3rd edition book, huh?
I fucking know, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Alright, Tidecaster. So, mediocre attacks. They're a wizard, 1 spell. Has a 5-up ward, as do all the Ischeron stuff.
Oh.
If you have one in your army, you pick 2 rituals instead of 1. We talked about that a little bit.
Yep.
150 points.
I like that.
And her spell is D3 mortal wounds and subtract 1 from attack rolls made by that unit until the next hero phase.
Is the range still 12?
18.
Oh my god, it's 18 now?
It's 18, and now it just fucking works instead of like, I'm going to give you -1. Next hero phase, you take the D3.
Oh, that's
Just
right.
take
Oh
the
my
D3
god.
now. Yeah, do it.
Yeah. So much better.
All right,
Oh, shit.
150 points.
Fucking running one.
I don't
at
think
least.
it's an auto take, but I think it's, you have to give me a very good reason why you're not bringing this.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree. I think it's pretty close to an auto take.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel
Yeah.
too. All right, moving on. Lotan. I think he's actually good now. Let's hear it.
All right.
Mediocre attacks. We don't care. He's 110 points. Add 1 to wound rolls for Idoneth Deepkin units wholly within 12. So he's got the aspect of the storm ability we like. 5-up ward.
Mm.
And once per battle, you can pick 1 ritual and 1 friendly Idoneth Deepkin wholly within 12. Until your next hero phase, that unit is affected by that ritual in addition to any other rituals affected by it. So you just always have a ritual in your back pocket.
So there's question of, does it have to be affected by the correct tide to work?
Let me reread it from the Ischeron rituals table. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Because I think Gunhammer suggested that they thought it did.
Well,
So that one might need an FAQ.
it definitely needs an FAQ. I'll give them that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think though.
Rules as written, I don't think so.
No. But that might not be intentional. But let's rate it as if it best interpretation. We're being hype here. I'm tired of being
Yeah.
cynical. Let's be hype.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's be it.
Yeah. Like, that's really cool, though. Like, you can
Yeah.
give a thing award early, I guess, or at all, even if you didn't pick that one.
Yep.
Yeah, or like, let's say you get like your big thing, your big unit charge that you don't want to have charged on like turn 1 because they're an alpha army. You're like, okay, this thing can fall back mortal wound you this game. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's the best thing in this book still, but he's not like laughable that he was in the last edition.
He was so sad in the last edition. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, what a cool model. Oh, he's
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Okay.
Or there's the joke for like Morton in the Osiark Bone Reaper book, where like he was the first character that we saw for Osiark at all in that reveal trailer.
Yep.
And he got more screen time in that reveal trailer than he did on the tabletop combined from everybody.
Yep.
Yep.
He needs a War Scroll real bad.
Yeah, but I feel like him and Lotan are very similar
Yeah.
in that regard. Like,
Yeah, but Lotan's so cool. He's got a fucking
he's got
like
an octopus with a club.
octopus
Look
riding
at
on his
him.
back.
Look at that guy.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool shit. And the 5-foot board's cool. And add 1 to wound rolls is pretty good.
Yeah.
And 110 points, like, alright. Cool,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I can see running him.
I could see
I don't
running
think he's
him.
no auto take by any stretch, but I can see running him.
He still might be the worst Ischeron hero.
He might be.
But like there's merit to him is all now.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, Soul Scryer. He can take 2 units with him to deep strike, and they're wholly within 6 of him, and 9 away from enemies. Or wholly within 9 of him, and wholly outside of 9 of enemies, and wholly within 6 of the table edge.
Does everyone have to be wholly within 6 of the table edge?
Up to 2 units that can join this. At the end of the movement phase, you can set up this unit wholly within 6.
Oh.
No, just him.
Oh, just him. Okay, that's actually
kind of cool, right?
Yeah, I think before they might have all had to be within 6 of the table edge,
Yes.
or maybe I played it that way. Just remembering.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't give things +3 charge anymore, but I don't care.
Yeah, they made
Yeah.
him a more sane version.
Yeah, 150 points is a little steep for that.
It might be.
He's got a pretty cool shooting attack, though. I don't think he had that before. 12-inch range, 8 attacks, 2s, 4s, -1, 1. Did he have that?
That doesn't sound familiar
That
at
doesn't
all.
sound familiar at all either, yeah.
Yeah, so
Did I miss that the first read thing?
you might.
Okay, he had 18-inch range, 8 attacks, 5 5s, rend, 1 damage.
Oh, that's why we didn't remember, because it was 5/5. So who the fuck's gonna roll those dice?
Yeah, but 2s, 4s, -1.
Like that's probably like 5/5s is probably the type of thing that like tournament players are like, I'm not gonna do that because I don't want a timeout.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, like that's really good.
Yeah, no, that's actually solid.
That's what I want for my support here. Yeah, I like this guy a lot actually.
Yeah, he's not bad.
And again, like you have battle line that's shooting, and like if you're using deep striking just to hope to get the charge, like you take it for the shooting instead. I think.
Yeah, I think you take it. I think you take it a little for both. Like you take the shooting unit with you, and then you also take like someone to put in front so that the shooting unit doesn't just die immediately on the next person's turn.
Yeah, the way I see
and if
it.
you make the charge, then cool.
Yeah. That's how I see it, or like I just want an extra bunker down. You know?
I could see you really liking him if you're going second on turn 2. Because then you either make your charge or you don't, and it's fine if you don't. But then you get to if they get the first turn 3, yeah, sure they can charge you, but you're still gonna hit them first.
Yeah, that's really smart actually.
And if not, then you can just move up and charge him if you get the double turn. So
okay.
I mean, I think you could always do that, but like I think that's probably how you run them most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
that kind of movement is really good. It's worth points all the time.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, it doesn't need an abusive +3.
No, it doesn't.
To be worth it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Ischeron, Soul Render. This guy's I'm really excited for. 4 attacks, 3s, 3s, -1, 2 damage. That's pretty good for like a little 120-point support hero. They got the 5-up board.
That's
And
nice.
at the end of the Battle Shock phase, not your Battle Shock.
Oh my god, they
the
did it! They
Battle
did it!
Shock.
Ah, yes!
You
That's
could-
how I always used to play it until I realized until someone pointed out I was wrong.
Yep.
It felt so good back then. Oh, it's gonna feel good again.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
that's amazing.
All right. What this does, though, for people who aren't familiar, is you pick a Namarti unit wholly within 18 and return D3 slain models. And you can return up to 3 slain models. Oh. And if he killed someone with the tail hook, he gets 3 instead of D3.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, when I was
Which I
saying
think it's maybe... I think it's on average the same by making it 3, but just having it be flat 3 feels so much better than having it D3 plus 1.
Mm-hmm. No, but like this works each hero phase or each Battle Shock phase too.
Yeah.
So that makes it
you just
twice as good.
keep coming back, keep bringing them back.
Yep.
Man, a unit of 20 thralls sounds real good right now.
Especially like with the ways to like defensively buff them too.
Uh-huh.
With your bow and whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. And then like once per battle, you can pick a thing, and if you roll a 7 on 2d6, it's auto slain. Oh wait, how does it work? It's kind of blurry here. Wounds characteristic of 7 or... Okay, that's it. Wounds characteristic 7 or less within 3 inches, roll 2 dice. And if it's more than their wounds, you automatically slay it.
2 dice?
Yep.
That's even, like, likely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Alright. I don't know if it had that before.
It had a worse version of that before, I believe.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, like, this thing went from, like, a cool utility hero to, like,
This
my favorite thing in the book.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, he got
No
double
kidding.
the attacks. Yeah, his Talon Hook went from 2 to 4 attacks.
It is 4 attacks now?
Yes.
Oh my
His
word.
serrated bill went from D3 to 3. And if he kills something, it's flat 3. And it's each Battle Shock phase.
Dude, this thing is fucking good.
And a 5-up board.
Oh my god. Like,
okay, so you know what I had
sign me
before,
up.
actually? It's the Hangsman Knot is an auto kill, but now, or what it used to be, is pick an enemy hero that is within 3 of this model and roll a dice. Subtract 2 from the dice roll if the enemy hero is a monster. On a 4-up, reroll failed hits for this model's Talon Hook for the target. No, you just killed something now.
You just kill it.
Fucking kill it. It's gone.
It's not just like a random useless ability. It's just like, no. See that hero right there?
Yeah.
Fucking dead. Fucking
Yeah.
goodbye.
Like this is like how I'd want to play the army. I'd like have 2 of these. Always be more fun. Just have
Seems
some bodies.
real fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might actually have to get more thralls finally.
Yeah, and like I'm the death player. Like of course this is what I want to do.
Of course you'd run that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's so cool.
Yeah. No, that's wicked good.
I think he's only 120 points.
Yeah.
It's really not bad.
That's really not bad. That gives a lot of stuff for 120 points, feels like. Yeah, I'll be running one of them.
The same unit cannot be affected by Lure Light twice in the same phase. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. So my next question was like, I would run 2 of these and spread them out. I'm like, oh, do you even spread them out? Do you even stack them out? No, you don't stack them.
You don't stack them. Okay, you don't stack them.
That's fine, though.
That's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, if they allowed stacking, that would feel like an exploit. I'm glad they just didn't.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that would probably get FAQ'd, yada yada.
Mm-hmm. All right. And Elethane, the Ill-Fated, the guy you're painting.
Oh, yeah. This guy.
Yep.
Not the guy I'm actually
you're
painting,
doing his
but-
soul raid. Okay.
So what I was doing is I was I don't know if you noticed I primed with Wraithbone, like a pot of Wraithbone, as
Yeah, I
opposed
saw
to
that.
spraying or whatever. So I
heard
didn't
you
know
say it,
how
but I
that.
didn't call it out either.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't know how it was gonna go, so I picked one that I didn't care as much about, just in case it went badly.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it went fine actually.
That's totally fair. So, yeah, he's 210 points, so he's 90 more points. He's got one less attack with his Talon Sickle, Soul Net. And his little companion does mortal wounds on 6s to hit.
I'll be honest, I'm just looking at the melee weapon profile for the Soul Raid, and I'm just not going to run it. As much as I want to run my crab, I'm not going to run it because that is way too many random profiles for no damage.
Yeah, one of
Like,
them has 2 damage.
Yeah, I'm just not doing it.
No, fuck this.
No, yeah, move on.
Yeah, I'm just looking, and it's like it's exactly the same, except for it's like a 90-point tax unit tied to it.
This guy right here is going to be my second Soul Render. And that's it.
There you go.
There you go. It's great.
Yeah,
Great
it's
for
just...
that.
Well, he's
This
just
guy-
worse. Yeah.
This guy may or may not become a Thrall Master because I don't really want to
Thrall.
go buy one. Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, just give him a spear, and there you go.
And this crab, I'm going to run as a turtle. There we go.
A whole Leviathan.
Whole Leviathan. He's worth it.
You know what would be kind of cool is if you got like a 3D print of like a crab on the right size base for a Mega Gargant and used it as your like Bundo Whale Biter.
It's my what?
Yeah, the Mega Gargant Mercenary.
Oh,
his name's
okay.
Bundo Whale Biter. I feel like every stream I tell you that and you're like, what? Like, Bill, come on, man. We've been over this.
We haven't though. It's never happened before.
That's not true.
I call ignorance.
All right, fine.
No, I'm pretty sure you've told me at least once before.
All right.
I just never expect that name to come about, and so
It's
I'm like,
funny.
What?
Especially when it's like its finest hour, and you're like, oh, it's Bundo's finest hour.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, Ischeron Guard. Yeah. I'm starting to question I got the right points here, and I accidentally just copied the Morsar twice. We'll double check that the points at the end.
Yeah. It is
195
actually
to
getting
3.
quite late. I don't know if you want to.
Man, I have so much to say. Damn it.
I know.
All right, let's try to rush through it a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm in no rush. I just wanted to let you know.
I'm not really in either, but like we can be a little bit more brisk about this. Let's see. So the thing that's common between both of the eels is the range of their weapons went to 1 inch instead of 2 inches, and the lashing fangs and tail became 1 profile. So instead of being 1 attack at 3/3 -1 D3, and then like D3 attacks at like shit, it's just 3 attacks at 3/3 -1 D3. Huge thumbs up to that.
Feels real good.
Yep.
That one. So the going down to 1 inch range. The reason that's a nerf is because people can't really run 6 eels at a time
Can't
anymore.
reinforce it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where the nerf comes in for that.
Another
That's
thing
why
that
it's a
people are
conflict,
very upset about is the banners went from reroll bravery and reroll charges to add 1 to charge and add 1 to bravery. But like I don't care about
but
that
they went up.
much.
They went up. Oh, so I actually do kind of care about the bravery. I think I might have forgotten that they reroll bravery and lost an eel or 2 because I forgot. Anyway, not important. No. But they went up to 7 bravery by default, so that means if you lose 1 eel, you don't have to roll bravery, which thank fucking God.
Yeah, and like what I've said before too, +2 bravery is the same as or +2 on 2 dice is the same as a reroll odds.
Right.
Yeah. So like this is better, or it's the same.
Yeah, it's not always the same, but like around about those numbers, I think
sure.
It's the same.
Yeah. Over all 90 of your games you're going to play with this book or whatever, it's going to amount to the same. Fine.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. That's it. And then the charges, and like now you get like, I don't care about the reroll because like they're moving 14 and they're within 3 of anything anyway. You're never making long bomb charges.
I know.
You're never
or like turn 2, you can just use a command point, move 20. And still charge. Like
move 21 actually because it's grown to 1 charge.
I don't think these guys were overcorrected like a lot of like some people are.
So if this went up 40 points and it went from unrendable to unmodifiable, that's kind of an overcorrection, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But like we'll check the points in the back later. The Ischeron Guard might have been hit a little hard for that.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with the Ischeron, but the Morsar.
The Morsar Guard, how he changed was his the only difference between those things that were different between both is the voltaic blast went from 3 inches to 1 inch, but you get to
You
add
can't
one to
snipe
the
heroes
roll. Yeah, you get to add one to the roll if you're outnumbered. So on a 5-up, it deals D3 mortal wounds instead of on a 6-up, it deals D3.
now. Yeah.
So it's more damage.
Yeah.
And like I
You
don't.
just have to pick. You had to pick a different target now. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
and you don't get to snipe a hero anymore. Fine. You have a shooting army.
Do you
Your
have a
arm.
shooting army?
You
Yeah,
have
you kind of
beavers,
do.
you have
'Cause
sharks, you have
yeah,
turtles, and the
yeah,
sharks and the turtles went up to D3 damage, by the way.
they sure did.
Yeah.
I
You have
mean,
a
these
guy that
guys
can
are.
sling 6 spells, and a couple of them deal D3 mortal wounds. You have like a hero that can insta-gib, like a hero.
Yeah. These guys are still very playable, and I think what you do with them is like when someone leaves a point attended by only like a min battle line unit or something,
Yeah.
you just fucking send these guys right on in, and they just fucking explode. And it's like my point.
Yeah, even if it's like, yeah, here's a unit of 5 like powerful things, you're probably trading up
Probably.
still.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
I don't get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ishling
I
guards
think
could
these guys
probably
are
go
fine.
down in points. The Morsar guard are in a very good spot.
I think they
And they're
still
the
are.
same points as they were before too. And I
Yeah.
think they're better.
They're not as cheesable, I think, is the problem, right? They're more
Sure.
like they're more along the lines of what was probably originally intended, and they don't have like all the added fluff, like the +3 to charge
Yeah,
when
like
coming in with like a
yeah,
sidecast and
but
stuff
they
like that.
move 14, dude.
I know
In
they
an
do.
army that you
I
don't want to
know.
be in combat in until turn 3.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they suck now, I guess. Okay.
I don't know. I'm still gonna run.
Unplayable. Let's go
Yeah.
to the event. And the only viable argument I think that like has merit to it is that Akelian Alapexes are similar damage for less points.
Yeah, which is fine, but that doesn't make these guys worse. It just means there's another option that maybe you should consider instead.
Yeah. So let's see. The Akelian Alapex has the 4 shotgun, 3/3 -1 D3. That damage is up.
Yeah.
The riders are 6 attacks, 3/3 -1/1. The bite is 3 attacks, 3/3 -2/2. So they're like decent damage. They don't have mortal wounds though, which actually I think matters quite a bit with how much save stacking you can put into the game.
Hmm.
Um, so if this unit has 2 or more models, one of them can be the champion and add 1 to the hit rolls for attacks made with that model's melee weapons. And that's why I think the shivers aren't as good as they look.
Yeah,
I think I'd just rather have the unit champion.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Add 1 to the attack characteristic if to add 1 to the ferocious bites attacks if an enemy within 6 has wounds or mortal wounds allocated to them, or have an enemy model slain. Okay, so they're usually like +1 attack on the ferocious bites, so it's usually
Yeah.
4 attacks. If they hit them with the net, they can't pile in.
I don't think you take the net anymore.
No, you don't.
Yeah, the D3 damage is so much.
Mm-hmm. Or like if you have 6 sharks, one of them has the net.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This unit has 2 or more models. Oh yeah, so they can have like a wider deployment. So yeah, like the sharks are very good.
Definitely.
I'm not gonna take it away. I don't think it's strictly better. I think it's just a lot of the time better.
Yeah.
But like against things that are like save stacked, I think the mortal wounds are gonna do a lot more than like the rend here.
Like I would definitely send eels after, say, Mortek Guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like with ward getting up everywhere too, like maybe it won't be as relevant.
Well, ward affects everything though, right?
Yeah.
So
I think the biggest argument for eels right now is that like you're bringing your Akelian King, you're bringing him with that command trait most likely.
Yep.
So they're already battle line, and you don't have to give up your sub faction choice.
Yep.
And
It's
where
true.
this you do.
Yep.
And there's some really, really good sub factions out there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's an interesting choice here. I don't think one's auto over the other.
Yep. Agreed.
These have a slight edge, but I think eels have a place still. Leviathan. So they went from 6 attacks, 3/3 -1/1 to 8 attacks, 3/3 -1 D3.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. They got an extra crushing jaw attack. And the massive scything fins are 2s, 3s, -1. Starts at 4, degrades to 1. They don't degrade till 8 now, which I think was the case since Broken Realms Marathi.
Yes. Yeah.
But the fin can be
profile
rend
is
to 3. Yeah.
Is the crushing jaws? I can't really read it. Is it 2 or 3 attacks?
2 attacks.
2 attacks. Okay, so that's also the same since Marathi.
Yeah.
Then.
2s, 2s. Yeah. Yeah. 2 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s, -3 or -2, 3.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Okay, so that didn't really change except for the shooting, which got much better.
So what did change? Yeah, the shooting got much better.
Yeah.
So if you carry out the Stomp Monsters Rampage, it deals D6 mortal wounds instead of D3, and it lost that instead of the charge thing.
Right. Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because the sub faction wants you to have the rend 3.
Wants you to do. Yeah.
But
Yep.
if you have 2, then you have 2 pretty good
Then there you
monsters actions. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, the crushing jaw attack thing is the same. Except for if it's a versus monster, it's 6 mortal wounds. I don't know if that was always there.
Wait, what is it? Oh, because it's a flat 3 if you roll a 6 to hit.
Or against a monster, it's flat 6.
Oh wow! I don't know
think
if that
that's
was there or
new.
not.
Yeah.
It might be new.
Alright, and then the Void Drum is add 1 to save rolls for attacks that target friendly Idoneth Deepkin units that have wound characteristic of 8 or less and wholly within 12 of the Leviathan. In addition, add 1 to hit rolls for Namarti that target an enemy unit wholly within 12 of any friendly Leviathan. I think that's the same, right?
It's very close. It's not the same as the original one for sure, but because it used to just be cover saves.
Okay.
You used to just get the benefit of cover.
Yeah.
I don't know if in Marathi it changed. I don't remember.
So this is like slightly better, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think +1 to save is better because you were charging it most of the time.
There's a lot of things that changed there, right?
They're
not a lot.
Overall, no. I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, overall, I think the attacks profile is pretty much. I mean, the biggest things are the
harpoon gun.
The harpoon gun. That's really the biggest thing. Yeah.
Oh, I guess it was 8 attacks in Marathi.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, most of my knowledge comes from before Marathi with this army.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But going up to D3 damage
is pretty big.
You're doubling the damage of that, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because it was already actually okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, it's 500 points now.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of 380.
500's a lot. I don't know if it's worth 120 points more.
I don't think so is my problem, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they might have done the turtle in a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be a little much, but the Rend 3 might be way bigger than we think with the 4 damage attack.
True.
Yeah, and...
I mean, I'm still going to run it. I love my turtle.
So I think it's still serviceable,
they could have made it even more points. I would have been sad, but I would have run it anyway.
I think it's serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think it's silly to bring them. I think the 3 turtle list is a little silly. I could see the 2 turtle one being fine.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. Alright, Akelian Thrallmaster. This didn't change since the...
Yep, we've given him plenty of screen time.
Yeah, he's really good. +1... Yeah, you can subtract 1 from rune rolls to put that that thrall block I keep talking about. Speaking of thralls, here they are. The only difference they had is they have 2-inch range on their weapon, and they do more damage against characteristics of wounds 3 or more instead of 4 or more.
Also kind of huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just got so much better.
Yeah, and they're the same points. Yeah.
Yeah. They used to be 140 for 10.
Oh, now they're 130.
Yeah. They used to be 140 for 10 when the book first came out. They've dropped, and now they're back up a little bit. But...
Okay. These things slap, I think.
Yeah, they do.
And, they can be a wall.
Mm-hmm.
I really like them.
I mean, 5-up save kind of sucks, to be fair. But with a Soul Scryer, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's 5-up save with, returning models. If you're near a boat, it's a 5-up ward.
Yep.
And it's -1 to wound them. And it could be a 4-up with the turtle, and you can Mystic Shield and all-out defense.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you could do a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
For
like
sure.
these. I think they're really good.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. Reavers. 170 for 10. 2 attacks, 18-inch range, 3s, -1/1. And then add 1 to hit rolls if they're hitting something within 9 inches. I think they're good.
Yeah,
You're covered,
I
but,
think
yeah.
I think it's one of those you have to not consider Sentinels.
Oh,
But
yeah, for sure.
yeah,
But yeah, I think they're really good. And I think there's, especially like the run and shoot and like turn 2.
yeah, they still do have the run and shoot, which is really good for
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
They can be garrisoned inside the Gloom-type shit-wreck, which is cool.
and they do move 8, which is also pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd run a unit of 10 of these in every list.
Probably.
Yeah, minimum.
I probably will. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's like a lot of ways to just buff Namarti in general.
Oh, and I suppose the other buff they got is they're just straight battle line now, as
Yeah.
opposed to conditional,
Yeah, exactly. That's really cool.
which is nice. Yep.
Yeah.
Used to have to have a Tidecaster as a general to make them battle line.
Mm-hmm. All right, and the last war scroll, we got the boat.
The boat.
Yeah, wholly within your territory, more than 3 inches from all other objectives, terrain features, yada yada. You can set up 2 halves or 1 whole, basically. So you know how like the boat comes in 2 pieces? Yeah. So you can set up like 2 pieces across the board or like 1 together. And if it's 2 pieces, it's garrisonable by wounds of 5. And if it's 1 piece, it's garrisonable by wounds of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you want the bigger one to fit your unit of Reavers in, I think.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Deepkin units within 6 inches of it get a 5-up ward, unless there's an enemy unit within 3.
Right. Yeah. It's weird. They did something weird with that.
Yeah.
What do they have to be within? Is it Deepkin units within 3?
Yes. Deepkin within
So you just
6.
have to have 1. It's not wholly within, right?
Units that do not have a mount have a ward of 5-up. Oh, okay. So unmounted units have a ward of 5-up while wholly within 6 of this terrain feature.
Wholly within 6. Okay.
Yeah. And if a unit that does not have Deepkin keywords is within 3 inches of it, the terrain feature
It
shuts
turns
off.
Okay.
You know what this
Interesting.
is? It doesn't say friendly Deepkin, so it's agnostic.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
That's
it's
kind of
weird.
funny.
Yeah, I don't know why that. I don't really like that because then it just gets confusing when you're in
No,
the
it's
mirror
not
match.
great. No.
Yeah, but it's something.
That's a good faction piece, though.
Oh no, it's very good. Yeah, no, I think it's very
Yeah.
good.
All right, and yeah,
And
so
they
I was
were?
gonna pull up points. I don't have them in the slideshow, but
Yeah, that's okay.
I think they're here. I just want to check and see if I got the
Oh,
Ischeron
the
guard
Ish
wrong.
line. Yeah.
Or Echelon. Nope, no, they're 195.
Oh man. Okay.
All right, all right, winners, losers. Winners is everything that wasn't an eel.
Yeah. Loser was.
The Echelon guard, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What a great book.
Yeah. No, it's that's a book right there.
Oh yeah, like this might be my favorite book of 3rd edition so far.
Yeah, this book.
Including the Fire Slayer ones that we're gonna do next week on my birthday.
Ooh.
But yeah, this book's awesome. Yeah.
Slaps right here.
Yeah, like if you have Deepkin, you should be very excited. I
Yup.
would say.
I sure am.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap. I want to show off what we got done today.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that looks so good.
I'm very happy with it. Yeah, I'm trying to get the
I
light
love
in
it.
front of it.
Yeah.
What I tried to do is like Dark Reaper, then white, and then like some red on the wings to pull it off. And I ran out of the ghost color. I forgot to restock it. And then
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna like rebase a little bit, but like other than that, like
Nice.
she looks great, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I actually mostly got this guy done.
And you got your Tidecaster?
Yeah.
Or your Thrallmaster, that's what I meant.
Yeah, totally a Thrall Master.
Yeah,
Yep.
once you get that spear done, yeah, perfect. Oh, Elithrad Soulraid was a loser. But I don't think it was ever good.
I don't think it was ever a winner. The only winner is this guy. Just because he's
Second
awesome.
place winner. Yep.
Yep, there you go.
I do like him.
I don't know why, but it's just something about
It's nice, yeah.
it.
Normally we do a list, and I thought it'd be cool to do a Deepkin list, but I'm hungry, and
Yeah,
we're
we'll do a
almost an
Deepkin
hour
list.
over.
Yeah, we'll do a list next time.
All right, thank
I'm
you.
sure we
all.
won't talk quite so much about the Fire Slayer book.
We're probably gonna go late still, but
Yeah.
either way, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later.
See you guys.